Redemption begins. Find yourself within. Take up your blade. Let the fears within fade. Stories are told as the die roll. Don't be afraid. Make your destiny will find you. Friends at your side, may the group with pride. Try as you might, you now live to fight. Monster nor foe can fill you with woe. Enemies in sight, it's time to roll dice. Roll for initiative. Check, please.
Hello, checkers and pleasers alike. How are we tonight? Welcome to the Legends of Aedron ceremony. My name is Keni, and I am your DM daddy for the day. We have Xeno playing Alsark over to this direction of my hand. Foaly playing Gaius over to this direction of my hand. This is for the people who actually watch the video. Fuck you, podcast. I love you, podcast.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, watch us live.
Yes,
Watch us live.
we love you on the podcast as well, but
That's
hi.
true. But you can't see our beautiful, mediocre faces.
Also,
Excuse me.
I get that dopamine feel when I see
Excuse
the
me.
numbers rise on the view count.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. It is a good
Down
hit.
below, we have Grem playing Mobius.
Oh, over there. Okay.
We've got Beardy, our previous usual DM daddy, playing Rosalyn.
Hello.
And
Hi.
we've got Skrewy playing Seviril, who's got some explaining to do tonight.
Oh boy.
I don't gotta explain shit.
So,
I mean, you say that, but
Now say that in Severil's voice.
I don't have to explain shit.
we'll see how that goes for you.
say that.
But as the little recap of last week's game,
Yes.
the party awoke in Wrightburg, where the Wrights are always right,
No.
and finally joined back together, finding little eerie evidence of insects not quite listening to Mobius for some odd reason. But the squirrels were fine. Hooray, squirrels!
Could it be that insects are full of shit?
I don't know, Xeno. I think you'd know
Only
the
dung
best.
beetles?
Probably.
Unless they're like dung beetles, maybe.
I said that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, way to take
Humph
that,
and pout.
Screwy. Anyways.
I'm sorry.
The party
you'll get
finally
screwed.
reunited again after having their nights slightly apart, drank some tea, had some tea, carried some tea. Tea was had. It was great.
Tea was spilt.
That's the tea.
And they moved on to the forest of the Great Vale, where they met Avon's fox companion to guide them through the forest. The party made their way down and found a ceremony site where the Maleferans were causing a blood ritual to happen. There was...
How did that last part go with the fox? I
It
feel
led
like I
you?
might have. Yeah. What did it? I forget what it did something.
I don't know.
No.
Don't do it, Beardy. I'm not going to say it.
It's just,
Nope.
I don't know. It did something.
Anyways,
It brought news.
It sounded adorable, is what it did.
well, thank you very much. So the fox led your guys' way to the ceremony site where you came across a blood ritual. And eventually you approached after watching for a little bit and introduced yourselves to Honesty and the other Maleferans, though On would prefer you call her that instead. Well, after a lot of back and forth discussion, it seemed like the two parties were at an impasse up until one of the Maleferans happened to get just a bit too angry based on the circumstances and attacked the party. Thus, an entire battle took place, and eventually most of the Maleferans fled. And, well, Seviril technically killed one of them, but they were brought back thanks to Rosalyn's help.
Hey,
Go, Rosalyn.
that's how we do
Good
things
job.
around here.
So, with most of the Mellifrons fleeing, and one staying behind after being incapacitated and pretty much taken hold by the party of Edenites here.
We did kind of kick the shit out of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Curb stomped,
Yep.
I think, might be the best
I think
way to
curb
describe
stomped
it.
was how I described that, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel
Guys,
like we
enjoy
curb
that.
stomped them.
I
I was
mean,
bleeding pretty bad for a minute there.
One
Yeah.
stabbed them right in the gut, in the very least. I don't know
Yes.
who.
Couldn't imagine.
Couldn't imagine. But, in the very least, you were
I
able...
bet he has a very good reason.
We'll find out
Sure.
later.
I really hope so. I sure do.
You find that one of the people who, the person you guys incapacitated, was actually one of Alsark's previous students who kind of explained their position and also offered to guide you all to the temple to perhaps stop more bloodshed. It was a little vague on their end, but everything's different now in the very least. So we now find our party in this peculiar situation with tensions rising and not everyone perhaps being on the same, well, thought process perhaps. So that's where we're coming back into our story, with the party a bit stressed after that last battle. You all may take it away.
Oh shit. We just get time a little.
Well, Gaius will turn to Rosalyn and ask in Saericum, Are you okay? You look kind of, I don't know, is that anger?
It's a little bit, yeah, a little bit of anger.
Do you want to talk about it?
In due time. And then
Okay.
in a more common tongue with the rest of the party, which I'm assuming would be Villish, Roz will ask everyone to gather around, and she'll do her best to channel some energy and maybe heal the party a bit more here, because everybody's a little scratched up.
Well, Kai's
Thank you,
got
Roz.
this,
That feels better.
very perplexed look at, like just staring at Seviril with this really intense, perplexed look. But we'll approach. Oh, I guess I don't need to. Oh, well, anyway.
There we go. That healed everyone for 20.
I don't think I even needed that. I think I was back at full.
Now, Severil's still a bit messed up, but Roz is not going to go out of her way to heal Seviril at the moment.
Yeah, he's kind of got it coming.
Eh,
Does that
There's-
extra 20 stack as temp HP? Sorry.
No.
Okay, thanks.
So at that, Roz looks over to Mobius. So, what are we doing now, exactly?
We haven't redacted. We intend to redact our earlier declaration, but we should still finish what we've started.
What does that mean exactly?
We need to think. We need to think some things over about whether or not this first circle is for us.
Well, it's never for... Oh, never mind. You were talking in the plural. I'm getting it.
That's all right. There's a lot of confusion right now. We're not even sure what to ask, what to say.
I mean, if they don't have the amulet anymore, can they even still do the sacrificey rituals?
They can still take lives. We know too well that you don't need anything to take your own life.
But the reason that they were offering themselves was because of the amulet, for the ritual.
That may have been their justification, but the reason we saw was desperation. And that may have gone away.
How do we make them less desperate?
Certainly not by doing what we've been doing.
Just
And as
looks over at
Several's over
Several.
here looking, Several's examining the altar, and you'll see his big flappy ear give a little bit of a kind of. He heard that. It's like a twitch.
Twitch.tv, sorry.
Yeah, pretty much.
He heard the glare that Roz is.
Oh,
giving
yeah,
back
no.
of his head.
Oh sure,
Okay.
absolutely did. But he's just at the moment he's just going to continue examining this this altar. Do you mind if do a perception check to see if there's
Sure.
any indication of where these people, if there's like of a direction? Let's see.
What do you mean by direction?
If there's any anything on the altar that would indicate where they may have come, where they would have gone from here.
Well, you already have Kel, who has offered to take you to the
There.
temple.
Oh,
So that
We have a guide.
technically is
Okay.
already solved.
gotcha. Okay.
Wouldn't that be like looking at someone's work desk to see how they got home?
Yes.
Well,
Oh,
okay.
dear.
Remember, he is an inquisitor. It's his job to investigate shit.
No, that's an investigator. That's actually a different class.
Yeah.
That is a
Different
different class. Yeah.
Yeah. Your job
There's
is
an
to
investigator class.
There is
Yeah.
an investigator.
It's investigator class. Yeah. It's actually pretty wild.
I did not
we,
know that. Ah,
We can get into that later. But
fair
yeah,
enough.
Yeah, as an inquisitor, you need to be inquisiting. So
Yeah,
we do have a
Um,
person here you can inquisit if you feel like.
I will.
Just do it with your mouth, not your swords.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave the thumb screws
Um,
at home.
The Inquisition. What? Sorry, that was a phenomenal sequence. Just in any case, but I'd like to toss down a perception check to see if there's anything that we did not notice with all the hullabaloo of me skewering, kebabbing someone.
Mhm.
Where are you?
I don't know. Where are
Skills.
you?
I'm so sorry.
That's
You
a
had to mention
38.
Okay. You do notice there's already a decomposed skeleton nearby. You don't really think it's from these. You don't think it's from these rituals, but who knows? It's been here for a while.
I'm gonna go over and look, check it out. Do I notice any indicating marks of, say, who they might have been?
Well, do you know dental records?
No, I don't.
Then I don't think you will. I apologize.
That's
it seems
okay.
they've been stripped of whatever clothing they used to have, or it's disintegrated is the word I want to use, but deteriorated I think is
Decomposed would still be correct.
decomposed. Okay, yeah. The
Yeah.
whatever
If
was
the
on
bugs
them,
and the
it's
plants
gone.
has eaten it.
Are
It's
they?
decomposition.
Are there any remnants of their clothing that would?
Nope.
No, nothing. Wow, jeez, they.
It's just a skeleton.
The
Oh
skeleton boy.
dear.
It's just a
Do-
skelly
do we
boy.
have-
Maybe they came out here naked and just died like that.
You know,
We have a short
Hmm.
time to hang out. I might be able to get some
Yes.
answers from these skeletons.
I mean, I think that's up to you guys.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's
Mobius, if we wait here for a little bit, I might be able to get some answers from either that one pointing a wing at the altar or that one pointing a wing at the one at the feet of Seviril.
do they have the choice to refuse?
Of course, I mean it's Well, kind of. Well, they. Yeah, I think they do. Pretty sure.
How long would this
Either
take?
way, it's just a couple of questions, and then they go right back to their afterlife.
Well, it should be about 2 or 3 days travel from here.
Well, I mean, like it would take me like
Destination.
20 minutes, maybe.
Right. Then that sounds fine.
Okay,
Which one will you talk to?
both of them, if I can.
Oh. Okay. It's very cool when you do this.
Thanks. So, yeah, in that case, Roz flies up into a tree, takes a perch somewhere up near the top, pulls out a holy book and a holy symbol of Eden, and just starts praying and meditating and thinking and praying.
Always good to
So-
pray.
Always good to
Hashtag
pray.
Always good to pray.
Praying and thinking and hoping and reassigning spell slots.
Feel
Okay.
the tree rustling around you as
Mhm.
you do this.
I hope it's a good rustle.
Well,
It's a good rustle. Rustle
The
good.
insect's still here?
Most of them have fled with the other people, other than some that are more native to this biome that just exist.
while Roz is doing that, I nearly said Curler. Gaius is going to approach the altar and just look down on that laid out body. Could you describe it again, Kenny?
So
The grisly scene?
the altar in general.
The body on the altar and how that is
Okay.
all laid out.
So the body on the altar appears to be a young man's. He is cut in multiple areas in what seems to be precise angles. However, could you give me a heal check?
Sure. I don't think I have anything. Yeah, I have no ranks in that, but I can.
Just
Okay.
give me a heal check so I can see how precise your thought process on this is. Okay, cool.
Yep, that is a
So-
17.
Okay.
As you're inspecting it, you're not exactly quite sure if they died from blood loss or if there was a wound they specifically died from. It just looks like a lot of blood was let out of this guy. He's in sort
Gaius
of
will.
a basin where a lot of the blood was collected and where now the amulet resides.
Well, Gaius will just kind of look down on the body and smile, as if he's at an art gallery admiring a piece of artwork. Just smile down at that body and all that blood.
That's okay. Okay.
Do you guys think we
I'll-
could get Gaius and Seviril to take each other out?
If we're lucky.
If Ross tells Gaius to, then Gaius will.
Um,
He's fucked up. Yeah.
yeah, just let me
That
know
would-
when
that
20
would
minutes
kind
have
of-
passed.
Unless anyone wants to do anything in this 20 minutes, I think you're good to go. Everyone all
Okay.
right?
I was thinking about it, but none's come to mind, so sure.
Alright.
turn off my buffs.
So after 20 minutes pass, Roz is going to fly back down and land next to Mobius. Okay. So I've thought of a few things to ask. What's your name? How did you die? Were you a willing sacrifice? And do you wish to be returned to life? I can do 6 questions per body, so I have two extra questions. Is there anything else you think that we need to get from these corpses?
Perhaps if our Church of Eden or the Druidic circles have attacked them before?
Okay.
You
If they don't
could
wish
ask,
to be, oh god,
You could ask them if they really were willing and if they regret their choice, although that's 2 questions, but making sure that they did truly give their consent for this.
Okay.
It seems like
Okay.
it's important.
if you If they say, do they want to be buried again, or just left
We've
here?
run out of questions.
That's 6, several.
Hmm.
So, all right, if we're all ready, then
Cast the
looks
spell
around
when
to
you're
the whole
ready.
rest of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Roz is going to go over to the altar, take a look at this person, and is going to begin casting the spell. She casts Speak with Dead. It's a 10-minute ritual involving a lot of, laying the body out in a certain way, silent prayer. It's a whole thing. And then finally, after 10 minutes are over, the spell completes, and I'm assuming if it works, the body will sit up and its eyes will open and it will sort of animate partially.
So you kind of hear this humming noise when their body sits up,
Mm-hmm.
and it's slow, but at the same time kind of jolty, like their limbs are popping back in
Okay.
as they sit up.
Just to make sure that it gets the proper chance to resist me, if we had a different alignment, then they do get a will save if they wish to resist. And Roz's alignment is neutral good. So
Oh,
I'm
no.
assuming their alignment is not neutral good, is my assumption. So if they want to make a will save, they're allowed it.
Okay. Well, they failed.
Oh, okay, cool. Sweet.
That
Okay.
was a shitty fucking roll. Anyways.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
they sit up and the humming of insects sort of fills the area in a way. And it looks at you. He looks at you.
What is your name?
Cairo.
And that's all he says, just Cairo?
Yep.
Okay. How did you die?
I was sacrificed for the greater good.
Gotta hate that greater good.
Fucking cryptic guy.
Were you a willing sacrifice?
Yes. And he lays down again. That's 3, right?
It's 6.
6? Damn. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Never mind.
It's
He didn't
based on
lay
your
down.
level. It's based on your level.
Understood. Sorry, I'm very used to
It's
what
okay.
happened in the MacGuffinite shit. See
It's okay.
season 1
Oh
of
god, yeah.
campaign
Yeah.
1.
That's incredible.
Do you wish to be returned to life?
No.
Did the Druids of Eden attack you?
Yes. Before.
Do you regret your sacrifice?
Never.
Right.
Then he lays
Okay.
down.
Gotcha. Okay, well, so what do you all think?
We're glad that his soul wasn't obliterated, it seems.
Yeah, I really almost kind of didn't expect that to work. But yeah, the only answer that was kind of weird was the Druids attacking you. Yes, before. Before what? I wanted to get that last question,
You
but
see a little bee fly out of him and fly away.
We'll follow that bee.
Perhaps you could.
That's awkward.
DM question. Was
Yeah.
the humming that we heard, was that more of a drone kind of humming or
Yeah.
buzz kind of
Yeah,
humming?
more a buzz humming.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Perhaps you could ask that question of the other one.
Yeah, I think I will.
Could I do a quick perception check? Because I think while Roz was doing this, Gaius will have peeled his eyes away from this glorious sight before him, and he will have been looking over at Seviril with just kind of a curious expression, trying to get a sense of what Seviril was thinking in that moment.
I guess sense motive, and Skrewy can decide what to tell you based on the
Works for me.
number.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
That is crap. That is a 22 for the podcast.
What would that, if for sense motive, what would that be for, if not trying to conceal it, but just trying to keep things
Bluff.
close to the vest? Bluff? Okay.
Yeah, either one would be bluff.
Okay.
That's kind of why it's called that, rather than something like lie.
Conceal, don't feel.
Ooh.
You're an excellent liar.
Impressive. I wonder why.
You read nothing. You read nothing.
For the
You read-
podcast, that was a
you-
35.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. You look at his face, and he just
For the
he-
podcast
all his-
and the
all
viewers,
his-
like they can't see your rolls really, so you need to. say
Oh,
them.
okay.
Mhm.
Fair enough. You look at several,
3.
and all you see is his brow is furrowed, and that's it.
Gaius will just nod and smile to himself.
All right. Do this. Second one. Okay.
So this
Shake
is
it out.
another 20-minute ritual.
10-minute ritual.
Another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think while that 10 minutes is happening, I'd like to wild shape into a hawk and follow that bee and see if it goes anywhere interesting.
All right.
Nice.
Smart.
So, for you as the player, I think you'll understand the location that this bee is going to. This bee
Mm-hmm.
is flying to the east. Sorry, I had to do the never eat soggy
Northeast.
waffles in my head.
I guess it's almost directly east from here, isn't it?
hmm So it's heading east, and it stops for a moment at a circle of stones. It seems to bob for a moment, looking around. And as you're flying around it, perhaps you're doing a classic hawk circle in the sky, you see bodies.
Well, I'll go perch down by the circle to get a closer look at them.
It's... Give me a perception check, actually.
Okay, one moment.
What do you have? I do not hear you?
Sorry, that's a 38.
Oh, okay. All right. So, good roll. What you see below you is a mixture of Edenites and Melliferanes, though normally someone would probably say it's sort of hard to tell when blood mixes together. Their stained clothing, and
Got the hawk eyes.
everyone is still people. What you see below you is people who unnecessarily died.
Mhm.
There's pride and there's hubris, and all of it is mixed together between differing ideas. And I suppose it would be your opinion, but you would know that Avon would consider this absolutely heartbreaking.
We do as well. Do they look then like they were fighting each other, not like some event killed all of them?
It looks like they had fought each other.
Well, that definitely redoubles what my plan was. I'll fly back to the group. It looks like the bee was flying where the young man was saying they were, so
Hmm.
just kind of
Yeah, the bee kept
assume
going.
That corroborates his story. But for now, I don't think Mobius is going to share what they saw just because they're having a rough day at it.
Wouldn't all of us if we just saw like a bunch of dead people? I feel like I would.
Mhm. And be like, oh hey,
I
you get
mean-
to ascend into leadership in this organization. Oh, by the way, as your final test, look how shitty they are.
Look upon us.
I guess
and
that's
weep.
getting a corporate promotion, isn't that?
Sell your soul.
So Gaius, having kind of been looking at Seviril, is actually going to step over to him. Just hands completely open, no provocation, no threat there.
And this is during the time that Mobius is currently gone.
Yes. Yes. And he'll just smile at Seviril. You hide it well.
Exactly what do I hide well?
That you're like me.
In what way?
Gaius will just smile. And turn away.
Rosalyn, your spell finishes around this time.
Alrighty. Cool. Again, if they have a different alignment, again, I'm neutral good. So if they have something other than neutral good, they are allowed a will save.
Okay.
There you go.
Nope, that was right into the lap. Oh, yeah, fuck, man. You guys are gonna have a good night. I'm rolling like shit today. All right, so shakily, the body sits up, and you kind of feel that same humming in the air.
What is your name?
Jawik?
How did you die?
A disagreement.
It's just incredibly cryptic.
Oh, don't like the taste of your own medicine, Beardy?
I gotta say, now you know how it feels,
I
mate.
don't recall ever being that cryptic. I recall people asking accidental questions.
I feel as though these answers are as blunt as they can be. It's very literal.
He has 6 questions. It's fine.
You do have 6 questions.
Were you sacrificed for Mellifera?
I like to think of it that way.
Spiteful fuckers.
Yeah, no shit.
Even after they're dead.
Do you wish to be returned to life?
No, I'm happy. I have life. Bees.
Several will lean into them and say, "Ask them where their soul was."
I look back at the corpse after having looked at Seviril. Did the Druids of Eden attack you?
Yes and no. There was a disagreement, and we all fought. I'm not sure who struck first. Was that 5 or 6?
That was 5.
That was 5. Okay. One more.
Where will your soul rest?
I will become a new life, worthy of her love.
Nice. I like that.
And the skeleton just kind of flops back down. It's a skeleton.
Several, please don't interrupt me when I'm in the middle of a ceremony.
Title drop.
Ah! They
Just
said the
imagine-
thing!
I'm just imagining like
Check yourself, Seviril, please.
Invincible. Like,
Yeah.
That's not
Seviril,
this
please don't interrupt me when I'm part of a.
I will say I don't think that'll happen in the next mini campaign, but I will be genuinely surprised if you somehow get it to work without being cringe as fuck.
I'll give
Ah,
it.
the
I'm gonna
challenge.
try it.
Yeah,
Challenge
that
accepted.
latter part.
Challenge.
I
Let it
can't-
burn down. Yeah.
That's just an auto fail. Anything I say.
All right. What do you all want to do?
So, a disagreement is what he said.
Yeah, and there was apparently a fight, but they weren't sure who struck first, which, I mean, it stands to reason because some of those people were really twitchy and attacked Mobius, and then some people on our side also seemed to have trouble, keeping their weapons to themselves.
How old does this skeleton seem to be? Can I do a check at all?
Yeah, you can definitely do a check. Give me a heal check. We never use
Heal
those.
check.
Fuck yeah. No one uses heal checks other than for like, oh shit!
Oh, Nick,
Nice.
Good job.
Nice.
Wonderful. All right.
That's gonna be a
So-
27.
Holy shit. Okay. So you can tell this was several years ago. Maybe more than several. It's an old body, and you're unsure if this current uprising of the hive actually had anything to do with this body, or if maybe it was from even before that. Who knows
Decomposition
how
literally
long?
takes about 4 years.
I mean, several years ago would be like more than 100, right?
Yeah.
So this, I could assume that Kel would not know anything like firsthand about this.
Correct.
Okay.
You're welcome to ask them, though.
Actually, yeah. Alsark will look at Kel. Do you know anything about what they're talking about?
No, that body was there from far before. I'm sorry. We don't try to disturb bodies once they've fallen.
But the people, they haven't really talked about this incident in particular?
On the beacon, she didn't have any idea who that was when we got here.
Alsark will nod. Has Mobius returned?
I was gonna ask the same
I
thing.
think around this time, Mobius has definitely returned, if not near the end of that ceremony.
Okay.
Also, is the fox making any noises?
It's just watching.
Just checking.
Someone do some, poke it or something.
We want fox noise.
I'm gonna go over. Since the corpses are done, I'll just kind of go over and see if that fox is still here.
Its ears go back and it starts to like wiggle once you get closer to it.
Oh, would you like rubs?
It just rolls over and it starts doing this like intense wiggle.
All right. Well, luckily, I'm able to actually give it rubs without even having to like bend over because my wings are so long. So just start giving it belly rubs.
It seems to enjoy that for like a good 2 minutes, and then its personality kind of switches for a second, and then it goes to bite you, and then it looks like it doesn't want to bite you, and then it kind of like hops around for a little bit. It has a lot of emotions in a tiny body.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is why I can't handle
Yeah, that
dogs
seems
as
about
well.
right. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. No notes.
Beautiful. Well, at that, I'm just gonna.
It's currently like trying to wiggle / dig near the in between of your bird legs, and it's like trying to rub against you, but also trying to not touch you at the same time somehow. Foxes are weird, man.
Yeah, they are.
They're stuck, but somewhere between a cat and a dog.
Yeah, they really are.
And they don't know how to handle it.
They don't. That's the thing.
Yeah. They're like, I'm not. No one, none of the creature's supposed to be both these things. Foxes, hyenas, they can't handle it.
They can't.
So I'm going to land on Kel's shoulder in the hawk form and ask him, "Are you ready to begin?"
I can do that. They look at you very skeptical.
Look at him dead in the eye with a hawk eye, and say, "If we're making you uncomfortable, we can change back. But first, there's this spot in the back of our neck. Could you just a little scratch? It's just
Is it there?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Thank you so much." Ruffle my feathers and then hop down and turn back.
Mobius just turns into animals to get free scritches.
Wouldn't you? I mean,
No, I don't think I would.
Me as a
totally would,
person,
just
yes,
to be completely-
absolutely.
yeah.
Like,
No.
yeah.
Not to be kind of weird or nothing, but wouldn't it be easier
be
just
weird.
to ask your friends to just give you a neck scratch?
Oh, we were trying to bond with you.
I feel a little bit more kinship with insects, to be honest.
Keep note of that. We've perfected our insect form. It's a little bloated.
It happens to the best of our druids. Well,
Really?
I
Even the Mellifera druids have struggled with insect forms.
they're like the size of a rat at smallest, I think.
I'm gonna use another wild shape and turn to a big fat bee. To feel it.
I mean,
Like this?
what I I
mean,
Well-
yeah, the rat shaped size bee.
well, it's not just that they turn into them, but there's also many of them who can speak to them and control them in swarms. It's actually very impressive.
Well, we don't try to control anyone, but we can speak with the bees. They've been very intent on the ceremony until now, so there wasn't much to say.
I'm not really surprised. We're all really excited about her coming back.
We can sense that.
Looks at the dead body.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Let's see who's close. Gaius, give me a perception check.
I would be happy to. A perception check from Gaius. Because Seviril is up to all sorts of no good. Well, I suspect.
Yeah,
that's
you
the
probably
play.
would've
We'll see
heard
if Gaius
this.
suspects that. Yeah, that was a 25 from Gaius.
You probably would have heard him mutter to himself, "More like impatient," rather than being excited. More like impatient.
Well,
Gaius will turn and give Seviril another quizzical smile.
there's a couple of different ways we can go. Either we can go the normal path through the towns, or we can go the faster route through the forests.
We're well acclimated to forest travel,
Alright,
all of us.
second one's a little bit annoying, but it's alright. As long as you're really, really good, we should be fine.
Good at what? Defending ourselves?
Yeah.
Perhaps not as a bee. We'll turn back.
I can only defend myself once.
But
Yeah.
we should be able to get straight back into, through the town. And it looks like they're, like, mapping it out in their head. Either way, it's a long journey, so it's your choice. I'll lead you where I can.
What our companions have to say.
I think we should easily be able to manage going through the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Most of the
of course.
dangers may actually not be terribly hostile to us.
It's a forest. It's kind of our thing.
All right. Let's go then. And slowly but surely, Kel starts leading you through the forest. And as they're walking, Mobius, can you give me a perception check?
You got it. I would love to. I understand your joy over these now. I'm playing a wisdom class.
Oh my
Oh my
god!
goodness.
That's so
Nothing
good.
escapes
Very
my
nice.
eye. It's a 43.
Okay.
Jeez.
Nice, nat 20 there.
So you're moving through the forest, and it's obvious based on the direction that Kel is walking, they are purposely avoiding the circle.
That makes sense. Frankly, I want to do that as well, so I'm pretty pleased with that. I don't know if I'll bring it up to everyone after we've passed by. I don't think the dead Edenites and Melliferaans are going to harass us in the time being.
So you walk through the Great Vale, and Kel is pretty quiet during this time. I would like to ask, does anyone really strike up any conversations during this period of travel? Because it's going to be a while till you guys get to
Yeah.
the temple.
Mhm.
Yeah. Several will nonchalantly slow down or speed up to come alongside Alsark and kind of low tones. Where are the druids that were stationed at the circle? What happened to them? I'd like
No.
to ask this person, but right now I don't think it's a good idea.
I forget, last session, we were told about, or we were made aware that they weren't there, is that correct?
You were told that they weren't at the circle by Caroline, I believe.
Do I
Okay.
need to roll a perception to hear this, or can I just make Skrewy try to beat my 43?
You can
Mhm.
Sure. Let's,
Yeah. try.
let's roll that.
They're not going to
So-
comment now anyway, but they'll take note of him having
That's
said
a bluff.
I
Or
don't think
what would
that's
that be?
a bluff. That's
that. I
a
think
hard
that is
one.
stealth.
Yeah, do
Stealth?
stealth.
Okay. Stealth. Okay.
You can do this. I believe in you. If you get a
Sure.
nat 20, oh,
No.
give me the number.
That's a 5. That's a 5,
No, the
or a
full
total
number?
of 24.
Thank you.
24.
No.
May I also please roll a perception?
Of course you
because I feel like
can.
Gaius will have been keeping a very close, curious eye on Seviril for most of the journey.
Please go
Just
ahead.
a weird stare. That is
got
a
it.
31.
You got
Yeah,
it, buddy.
everyone fucking can hear this guy probably.
Yeah.
Rosalyn, fuck it. Let's see what your perception is.
Oh boy. Let's see.
Do I hear it?
You're being talked to, slut.
Doesn't mean I can hear it.
Okay, well,
Roll to ignore him.
fucking go. I don't care.
Wow.
Roll to ignore it.
Roll to ignore.
I got a 39.
Yeah. Much that Seviril thinks he's being quiet, he's not actually quiet at all.
Nope, not today.
Not
He's doing
today,
TV
motherfucker.
Hey, Alsark, don't tell anyone.
Well,
It's an
yeah.
aside to the audience.
Gotta make sure that it's loud enough for the people can hear through the fourth wall.
Mm-hmm.
I think you think of these people too much as your enemy. These people are confused. They're desperate. And we truly don't know what it is we can do to help them. Why don't you just ask her? I've known her for a time. She's a wonderful student. Kel.
Aye, Alsark. Teacher. Do I still call you teacher? I feel...
That's fine. That's
All right.
Do you know what happened to the Edenites at the circle?
Their eyes flick off to the side for a moment. They look uncomfortable. Not technically. I wasn't there when it happened. It was the scouting group.
And what happened?
I think only the gods know at this point, but they're all gone. I don't know how many Edenites were there, but all of ours are gone. So, and they genuinely look heartbroken about this. Their friends are dead, and there's nothing they really can do about it.
And what was this? Was this some form of meeting? Was it...
We were trying to get to the ceremony spot. It's old magic that we sort of decided to tap into. Old, holy, god magic. I'm not sure. Anna's the only one who could really answer that, and I'm not even sure if she knows. She's sort of just following the best she can. She's doing a damn good job.
I'll look at Seviril, see if he's listening to this. And I can see what does his face look like?
Is
there
it
any,
that? Is it that
Is there any
grumpy
emotion
face?
to it? Or I was gonna say, I look at Skrewy.
I don't know if you've been watching me. I'm
we
in
have.
his headspace. I'm
We're-
in Seviril's headspace.
Ew.
We're
And-
affirming that these stink eye looks are in character.
Yeah,
This is
describe
yeah,
to
no,
the
this is-
audience.
this is- So Seviril, his eyes are straightforward, listening. When he hears that all the Edenites are gone, he has to assume that likely when all the Maleferans are gone, that all their friends are dead. Highly likely that most, if not all, of the Edenites are now dead too. And if you could see like a vein just pulse like just across his forehead, and his perfectly like smooth skinned forehead, not a wrinkle on him, just pulsing. But he doesn't. He his eye gives a little twitch. But other than that, you definitely can feel his just. Hatred is not the right word, but just intensity.
Intense
Just
hatred.
feel. No, it's he is just holding it, I think.
Is he seething?
It's not so much hatred as it is overwhelming loathing for anyone outside of his.
Loathing.
It's definitely. Oof. Let's hope this goes better. when we meet them. Let's
Oh,
hope
that's
this
up to
all
you,
goes
buddy.
better.
Yeah,
It's gonna go great. We're gonna be there. They're gonna give us some muffins and stuff. It's gonna be like, oh, you want some honey on that? Some toast?
Yeah, it's gonna go great. I think.
Oh, honey on
it.
toast sounds really good right now.
Does sound really
Oh my
good,
god, I love
actually.
honey on. Ooh,
Oh.
that's what I'm gonna get
Can
during
we-
the break.
Can we ask them for that when we get there?
It'll be like, hey, yeah, and
I'm
oh,
sure
that sounds great.
everything will
Also-
be fine.
So what if you don't sacrifice people? And they're like, oh, we never thought of that. Oh my god.
So
good.
everyone who rolled a perception check observed those facial,
Yeah.
observed Seviril's
you
reaction
did.
as well as just the
He's
conversation.
not hiding it well at all.
Yep. So at some point, Gaius will turn to Rosalyn, and in that high, beautiful tongue that is Sayarican, say, "That one's going to be a problem."
Probably right. Something
He
we need to
wants
talk.
this to go badly.
It's something we need to talk with Mo about before we get there, because if he goes off the handle again and we're in the middle of their base of operations, it's not going to be quite as easy for them to just leave. They'll fight to the death, and I don't want that to happen.
It will, with him.
I think you're right.
He's like me, but not the same way. He hides whatever is below the surface. And I'm not the best person to read people, but anyone who is that good at hiding what's going on inside is hiding something serious.
Yeah, something bad.
He
I'll-
wants them dead, and he wants them dead in a different way than I do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
I know I'm a monster, but I don't think he knows he's one.
Roz just looks really worried.
You'll tell me
Praise
if
of the.
things.
Oh,
You'll
God.
tell me if things need to go a certain way,
Roz nods.
and you'll be sure.
Roz takes a deep breath and will meet Gaius's eyes and very clearly say, "Yes, of course."
Thank you, Ross. I trust you.
I know.
You get me, and you understand these things, and I don't.
You're doing your best, and that's all anyone can ask of you.
Gaius will fall silent with that kind of just inscrutable smile.
Take a look over to where Mobius is doing right now.
So we've been having small talk with Kel, I think, for most of this trip, just to help put him at ease. Him, her, I forget who Kel, him. Is that right? Or
I
is
always
it her?
kind of imagine Kel as more of like a gender
Or
fluid
they.
character, so it doesn't really
That works,
matter
then.
to them.
Cool. Then yeah, we've been just trying to put them at ease, trying to make them feel a little bit less like they're surrounded by people who want to kill them.
They definitely still look very uncomfortable no matter what.
That's fair.
Though, give me a sense motive.
Yeah. That's what it is. Okay. That was an okay roll too. That was a total of
It's pretty good.
28.
So, you're not 100% sure, but that could also be Kel's personality. They might just be a little awkward in general, so perhaps their more flighty energy has partially to do with that as well.
No, Mobius isn't going to be pushy. In fact, they're going to try and be really candid with them, and so they'll probably bring up Lua and Han and whatever they know, and ask about their other friends and stuff, but not be really invasive about it.
Well, technically, I met Maru first because we sort of we didn't exactly have classes at the same time with Alsark, but we both knew Alsark, and Maru approached me sort of after I was leaving Vil to go back to my clan, and it sort of didn't happen, and they start moving their hand back with their hair, brushing it behind their ear as they're talking about this. Not exactly 100% clear on what that relationship is, but I think Mobius can guess via context clues. And
Yeah.
They sort of got me into this, and they're wonderful. I can't do what they can do with the whole plants and insects, and I can just... I mean...
You could learn.
The insects are helpful. They help me create fire. Something I didn't think I could really do for the longest time, but I've learned so much through them. Oh, and when we met Han, well, I was second to meet Han, but still, she's incredible.
She is.
You get it, don't you?
Yes. We don't want to break up your family.
No offense, but as much as there are plenty of good people in the world, probably in your religion and such, I feel like whenever there's some sort of hierarchy, there's always someone punching downward.
This is something we've struggled with for a long time, and we haven't resolved it. But we'll hope that at least in this small part of the world we can maintain a lasting effect so that no one else has to come by and punch down, as you say.
And they kind of look over at Alsark, and then they lean over to Mobius, and they move their fingers for a moment, and it looks like they're whispering something, and then they touch your hand, and you see a little ant crawl up your arm and onto your shoulder. And they move back as if they didn't do that. And you hear the ant say, "Can you talk to me when everyone's asleep tonight?"
Yes, we may have a busy night, but we'd be happy to.
And you see Kel nodding, but they're not making eye contact with you.
Yeah, and I'm talking to the ant at
Yeah.
this point.
But they're nodding. Any other conversations to be had before camp tonight?
You can have a conversation for camp, but not before.
Wonderful.
Likewise.
So, as the evening sort of drones on, it gets later in the day. You all make your way through the forest. It's, well, as best as it can be. And that got a lot darker than I thought it would.
Yeah, it does
It's dark,
that.
it's
it
fine.
sure fucking does.
It got really
I mean, that's-
fucking dark, bro.
I mean, that's nighttime in the woods. It's
Yeah, I
pitch
guess
black.
so. It's not. Yeah. Fuck it. Girl Scouts. I get it. Anyways, that's a weird sentence. So, you're
Wow.
sort of borderline through the forest, almost through the trees completely. It's not really far into the next area, but you didn't really start bright and early going through the forest. It was kind of midday by the time you guys started traveling on this day. As you all set up for camp, would you like to tell me what you do this evening?
Well, definitely Alsark will help with camp prep because like he's super used to being out here just in general, surviving in forests.
He's so good at this. This is his
This is
job.
literally his job.
He's like, I am the best. And Kel will actually assist in camping, or at least setting up the fire, because they'll ask some fireflies nearby to start the fire for everyone. And they kind of stand off to the side, and it looks like they're thanking each one as they fly away, doing their little mating dance with their butts glowing.
As one does.
Is not all mating
You know,
dance
that's-
butt glowing? That's my
Exactly.
favorite mating dance. You go to a rave, you put a bunch of fucking UV reactive paint on your butt, and you get
Yep.
shit done.
Yep.
Bunch of glow sticks and you shove them up your pockets.
Pockets. Anyways,
Prison pocket.
as you're all getting camp ready, either by asking the trees for assistance to move and make sort of pseudo beds for all of you, or perhaps some of you are just preparing comforts or food. Are there any campfire conversations that are to be done this evening?
We have to pull several aside pretty much as soon as we've more or less wrapped up.
Yeah.
Grab him by the shoulder, lead him over to the side. Several. We, to be honest, how was that?
Those
Not
are
been
birds.
wanting to. Yeah, they're the birds.
Birds.
Really upset birds.
Yes.
They're just really annoyed that there's a fire in the middle of the forest. They're trying to sleep. They're not used to
Yeah.
light out here,
Yeah.
obviously.
Well
Damn
played.
it. Alright. We do not want to. We have been thinking about this all day and do not want to speak of it, but we have to.
Of course.
So what happened back at the circle?
They attack.
No, several. You attacked. They may have attacked, but we handled it.
As you know me, I am quite protective.
We don't know that we do know you anymore. We've lived with you for 9 years, and this seems like a completely different person. This malice, this rage, this is not who saved us. This person would have left us at the the bottom of the Saracen Peaks to die.
I do consider you my family. As you can imagine, I am very protective of my wife and of my unborn child. I would have the same veracity if anyone were to harm them. So,
That
as you
is
can imagine-
exactly what we are facing. These people see one another as family. We cannot think that we are better than them.
I will do better.
Several, we don't want promises, we want to understand.
Hmm.
Where did this come from?
My role was to come and ensure your success. And when they attacked you, that was put into jeopardy. And I reacted.
Perhaps. And when your sword was drawn, that was perhaps appropriate, but at a certain point, you did not need to deal a finishing blow. You did not need to. We had these people at bay. But we sense an anger underneath, that you see them as enemies.
Do you think... No. Of course you
Guess not.
Nope.
No thoughts. Head empty.
Just fluff. No.
Rip me, I guess.
No, he said. No, Severil's like, do you think as like? Of course you think. Of course you think you would think that way.
Nice.
And he reconsiders what he says. I guess. When you see that confused soul drained of their gift of life.
They had given it several. A tragedy, for sure, but theirs to right.
I do not agree.
It isn't. Then
Not in
whose
that
it
way.
is to you decide? You? Eventually it will be given. That is the nature of it. One way or another. There is some honor in making that choice, and indeed, we made the same choice and lived to regret it. But it was still ours to make.
I don't think she will ever forgive me for letting, basically, confirming your decision to leave.
Can you two make a perception check?
Absolutely.
Certainly. That is
That's
a
a-
23 from Seviril.
And a 36 for Mobius.
So, it's not as if it's trying to be quiet, but you see the fox padding around, watching you two. Mobius, you see almost an odd glint in its eyes. Something familiar, yet you can't quite place it, but perhaps it's just because you've seen the fox before.
Could you afford us a little privacy, friend?
It pads away.
Several, we would just ask that you think on this. As Eden has created it, you don't have any enemies. The only enemies you have are the ones you create for yourself.
And he will just sit there and nod.
I'm gonna lean forward to give him a hug.
And he will take it. And reciprocate, of course.
Well, we're glad we had this talk, but our attention might be required elsewhere.
Go, of course. Tend to them.
And do so without another word.
As Mobius leaves, Seviril, I'm curious. what are your thoughts currently?
One, very conflicted. He's used to knowing what to do. He does not wish to disappoint his loved ones and friends, but he knows that he knows what his worldwide goal is supposed to be. With that, though, he is going to go off to the side, just in sight of the camp, but off to pray to Eden.
Even before you start, you can feel sort of this warmth, and it starts in your hand, and it's not unusual. That's usually a hand you've used to touch the side of a tree in concentration before, or to simply hold your loved one's hand. It's a familiar warmth, it's a loving warmth. And you feel it start there and flow through your veins as if you had a good drink, but without the repercussions of drunkenness. And you already feel like you're being watched. And things will be all right.
Thank you.
As this conversation was happening between, was there something last you wanted to say before I moved the camera?
He goes to pray for the Edenites that likely are now dead.
Now, during this
Everybody
conversation,
is more than likely.
during the conversation,
He doesn't know that, though.
during the conversation between Mobius and Seviril, what was the rest of the party doing? Anything in particular?
I would assume that Alsark would predominantly, during camp setup, would just be kind of chatting with Kel, just in general. Nothing in particular. Probably maybe reminiscing about
Yeah,
their trainings and stuff.
that makes sense. And they're, though timid, they're free to chat and say parts they liked and perhaps tease you just a little bit of the parts that you're a bit of a hard ass, per se. Which is interesting for perhaps the other characters, as Alsark seems very laid back and kind, so anyone seeming a little like a hard ass plus Alsark seems like an odd combo, but everyone has their teaching moments where they get a little harsh.
I mean, let's be honest. If you're teaching how not to die in like the tundra,
Yeah.
I think there's times you have to be
You have
bit
to give
much
a little
stricter.
tough love. But there is some teasing from Kel, as it's been a while, but they have matured at least a little bit. Though, being an elf, perhaps that doesn't mean that much to a human. Anyone else? All right.
Roz is mostly waiting for Mobius to be done.
With
But-
that, eventually, Mobius does make their way back into the main camp area without Seviril.
Mhm.
Roz goes
Um,
over to closer to Mobius. Hey.
Oh,
Just wanted to make sure you talked to Seviril about what happened.
we have.
Okay.
We've given him things to think about, but we can't forcibly change his mind.
Sure. I just wanted to make sure that someone was addressing it, and makes the most sense for it to be you. So, is there anything new that I need to know?
He saw it as an act of protecting his family. We tried to convey that the Maleferans felt the same. Hopefully that got through.
Right, but what if he decides to not follow orders tomorrow?
There's someone else we might have to speak to make sure that does not happen. Rather, that he listens.
Okay.
You gonna call his wife?
Oh no!
Maybe not. You don't even know.
No.
But that may be a thing for in the morning. We'd have to make some adjustments to our preparations. Have you seen our new friend? We were hoping to speak with them this evening.
Kel's just sitting by the fire talking to Alsark.
Oh, there you are.
Hello there. They just kind of do this weird thing where their shoulders go up, and it's not as if they're hugging themselves, but they definitely squeeze their body in almost to appear smaller.
Totally what you mean.
I was gonna say, it's like, yeah, we know what you're talking about. You don't have to describe it.
We're all neurodivergent here.
Mm-hmm. The shy shrug.
Yeah, it's the.
It always coincides with the.
There's definitely always a noise.
Well, you simply let us know when you're. Or if you, I don't know. We're trying not to break the out of character. Not trying not to break kayfabe.
They mouth later to you, and then just nod, and then go back to talking to Alsark. It appears that they wish to wait until everyone's sleeping.
Mm-hmm. I think I have one more wild shape today. 2. I'm going to turn into a fox and go find our fox friend until later happens.
Okay. So, eventually, you find the fox kind of patrolling around the camp. It's been making circles. And every once in a while, it'll stop. It'll dig for a second, stare at what it's dug, and then continue walking in whatever circle it's chosen.
I mean, I'll just fully give in to fox instincts and join in whatever it's doing.
So, perhaps not in a magical sense, but more of an animal territorial sense. The fox seems to be marking the territory around the camp to warn others, or perhaps in its own way make a ward so that others do not disturb the group.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll pad, and it'll pad, and then it'll stop after a while and look back at you. What are you gonna do?
Oh, hey, it talks. Finally. But I wasn't ready for that. I was my cut away from the scene action.
I'm so
I don't really have
sorry.
anything planned in mind.
Well, perhaps we can leave that as a vague conversation then.
Mm-hmm.
That is the question it asks. As we pan back to the group, and
I'll just say I tell it everything. I'll tell all my plans for the morning.
sounds good. Any last bits of things to do before everyone goes sleep for the night? All right.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
When everyone is gathered around the fire, Gaius will be just sort of, well, he's sitting the only legal way to sit in Aedron, which is crisscross applesauce.
Not yet, technically.
Not yet.
Mm.
That only
laws
happens
haven't been
after
written.
the rending.
Yeah,
Mhm.
those laws are pending.
Anyone can sit
Well-
however they want right now.
No,
It's
Gaius is
it's a
just ahead of the
wild-
times on this then.
Wild
Very
time.
progressive.
Yeah,
Hmm.
everyone looks at you a little weird. They're
You
like,
guys could
who
sit
sits like
straight up.
that?
What else is new? And his eyes are sort of closed. Maybe he's praying, maybe he's dozing, but he will eventually just kind of say in a sing-songy way, "Why do you all follow her?"
Kel acts like they're not even paying attention to the question, like they're assuming that it's a question for everyone else.
Correct assumption, yes.
Yeah, they're just picking at like
trying to
wood.
figure out time frame, but I figure I'm back at this point.
Probably. The fox is probably there too. Just
All right, I'll just be curled up in someone's lap. And just say, well, she found us.
Eden?
Yes. Through someone.
Divine guidance.
Perhaps. Or perhaps just an opening of eyes. We don't so much follow her as we realize that there is no other way. She's everything.
They get
Gaius will sort of open eyes and turn towards Seviril. And you?
I have communed with Eden for, as long as I can remember. It's as if I'm speaking to an old friend.
It is a perplexing question, though. When did your friendship start? And for what reason?
Only she knows.
Well, perhaps we'll ask her.
I dare not ask such things, because I believe the term is not to look a gift horse in the mouth.
We've learned not to prejudice horses with bad teeth.
That
can be quite pleasant.
Often some other portion of the cosmos. A horse. No, sorry, that's my own thing.
As Seviril opens up a can.
Humor juice.
Ah, yes, mead.
Yes.
Mead light.
Comes in cans
shit.
now.
It's just mead light.
That's just Kel pulling at the bark of like a log that you guys are sitting on. Sorry.
So still kind of just dreamily and maybe addressing it to everyone, maybe addressing it to Seviril, but Gaius will say, no, still looking at Seviril. What wouldn't you do in her name?
That's not a loaded question, but I am done what is asked of me.
But how do you know it's asked of you and that it's not just what you want? And either way, how do you know if it's right or if it's wrong?
It has always led me in the right direction. It has always led to prosperity for myself and those around me. It has always led to good things. And he looks over to Mobius.
And that's why
Not
it's
gonna make the
okay for
noises.
you to stab people.
I protect those around me with a fervor I consider you all my family, and as such, I would do what is necessary.
That's the story you tell yourself. Okay. Thank you. That'll be it from Gaius.
Rosalyn and Alsark are like, eh.
Like, was this a question for me?
Yeah.
Or was this just a loaded question for Seviril?
Oh no, this was
No, it was
loaded
addressed
with
towards
bacon
everyone.
and chives and extra and sour cream. Oh no, it's totally loaded.
Anyone could have chimed in at any point with their answers.
You could have.
Gaius was addressing them to everyone.
Kel just throws their like wood piece, the bark, into the fire.
Gotta fight my instincts to go after it.
So, what I'm hearing from you, sir, sorry, I haven't memorized your names yet. You just sort of got a good life because of your goddess?
I listened. I listened to the instruction. and to
Yeah,
the
did
guiding
she
steps.
tell you to stab Lua? Just a question.
This is a fair one. And he'll
Take a drink of his mead.
take a nice like, tug of the mead. This is a fair one, but as I said, I defended. They attacked first. Now,
She was scared.
That's entirely accurate, Seviril, and I think you know that.
You should tell them the truth, Seviril.
The truth?
Or at least,
What?
well,
When-
what
and-
I think that
And Kel
when
starts
Gaius-
to stand up. What do you mean the truth? What is that supposed
Well,
to
I
fucking
could-
mean?
I could be wrong, but
Alsark?
Seviril,
Alsark looks
You look like-
confused as well.
you look like
Confused
you were
looking fox.
enjoying it, Seviril. Like you wanted it to happen.
Like to sense motive Seviril's
Mhm.
face.
Go for it.
gonna just look
Several,
up now.
please make a what is it called? A private GM roll for whatever you decide on either doing diplomacy or bluff, whatever it is.
Oof.
Don't tell me what
okay.
it is verbally, just give me the number.
Private
I
GM
mean-
roll. Okay.
Not
Bluff,
the
Even if
best.
he's telling truth, bluff could work if he doesn't want us to read it.
That's true. Just don't say. Just give me your number.
Not the best on my side, but that's a 25.
30 for me.
All right. Go ahead.
So, what? To go back, what was the question?
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to see if I can tell anything from your facial expression when Gaius asks the question.
If you enjoyed it.
And
Yeah,
Gaius.
like
Hmm.
it seemed like it was something you wanted to do, like you were waiting to do. Is what I am getting from Gaius's question. Is that correct?
Yes, that you were sort of escalating it because you wanted it to happen and that you enjoyed it happening.
So describe what your expression is, Skrewy. Describe what Seviril's expression is.
So, did he want it to happen? You see a flash of right way to describe this. He didn't not want it to happen. If you understand, it's not he wasn't looking forward to it. He wasn't wanting it to happen. But if it happened,
Totally expecting it to.
yes. Totally
And enjoying
expecting
it?
it to go sideways. And enjoying it?
Yeah, when it went sideways.
Ooh.
And enjoy in sort of a broad sense, not necessarily take
Oh,
sadistic glee in
In a-
it, but find some sort
Okay.
of fulfillment in it.
there you go. That's the best way to. Yes. Yes. And the fulfillment, yes.
And that's the problem.
Okay. I mean, that's still twisted.
Yeah.
That's
Put my
exactly
little-
the problem.
Move a little fox paws up to your chest and look you dead in the eye.
And guys will just smile and I thought you were like me. Except I don't lie to myself. Or anyone else. I know what I am. Your wife knew too, I think. Maybe that's why she was so nervous.
Oh shit, son.
God.
I can go get some aloe vera for those burns.
You feel the trees start to rustle. Perhaps it was just a strong wind.
He will sit quietly.
You see the fox's head perk up for a moment and stare at all of you before it rolls over into pretty much the exact same spot that it was in, just slightly like an inch over. And then it puts its head back down.
Eden just telling the fox to roll over.
Eden's just over here like, oh, this shit's way too complicated. Roll over. Roll over.
Yeah, I'm not making those noises.
Is there any response from Seviril to?
No, he said he was sitting quietly.
Nope. He just sat quietly.
And Gaius is just sort of, again, eyes half closed, just sort of swaying to something that only he can hear. Just.
Feel super dumb and forgetful for forgetting to address the whole racial violence element of the conversation from before. To come back tomorrow. It's not in Mobius's character to bully someone even if they kind of deserve it. They'll wait till they have a moment alone. But they're just gonna give you that look in your eyes with that pleading look with the little fox eyes, beady as they can be. Just why? Why?
Gaius will look to Rosalyn after all of that, and with a slightly quizzical expression, as if to say, "Was that as if it's slowly, belatedly dawning on him that maybe some of that wasn't what he should have said, or maybe he's done
Maybe that
something
was slightly
wrong."
harsh.
So he'll kind of exactly no. He'll kind of belatedly think, oh, and he'll turn to Rosalyn and just sort of.
Do you think I maybe shouldn't have said that his wife thinks he's a monster?
Roz actually
yeah.
just looks worried and like she's off in her own world. It looks to casual observation that she's not paying a huge amount of attention to the conversation.
Well, Gaius will just sort of drift off into silence.
If there's nothing else for the rest of the evening that anyone wants to do. Oh,
Alsark
yes.
will add, lastly, Seviril. Are you willing to sheathe your swords? Are you willing to give these people a chance?
Of course.
Alsark will nod, assuming that's what he wanted to hear.
All right.
I only need to know one thing before we do anything crazy. And that is if Seviril is going to listen to orders tomorrow or not. Because I know that you're married to the Grand Druid, but that doesn't mean you're in charge of this mission. And you need to stop acting like that. If the person in charge tells you to do something, you have to listen to them. And that's Mobius.
I really switch my nose.
So what is
Mobius
it?
Isn't... Mobius was put in charge of this mission. Yes.
Then why didn't you listen to his orders? Their orders, sorry.
No answer I give you will be satisfactory.
So you give me no answer? And you think that's acceptable?
The only answer I will give is that in the heat of the moment.
And how do I know that won't
Yes.
happen tomorrow?
What would you have?
I would have you take some responsibility for what you've done. I would have you look at the person in charge of this mission and apologize to them. I'd have you beg them for forgiveness for leading them away from Eden. That's what I'd have you do. Roz stands up and walks away.
We don't want anyone to beg.
The fox says.
Yeah, unless someone's willing to give us treats, then we'll beg quite eagerly.
Yes.
Headbutt. Headbutt.
Sure is windy tonight.
It's heckin' windy.
Several. Any response?
None.
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 Poignantly
None to this.
Oh dear.
He's just sitting. He just.
Sit in that stew.
Yo, he's. It is a very salty stew.
Well, as tensions are still felt throughout the night, and everyone's just trying to settle, but everyone has a bit of a harder time settling than they normally would on something like this. Eventually, maybe through sheer will or stubbornness, many of you fall asleep, and Mobius is left watching the fire. Eventually, after enough time has passed, you see Kel's head pop up on the other side of the fire as they look at you.
I'm just kind of nod and like gesture to the woods.
And they nod, and quietly they move out of their space and leave farther into the forest with you. Now, most of you will be asleep, but I would like perception checks just in case.
Should I make a stealth check then?
Yeah.
I would then in that I have not changed back forms. I don't know if being a fox would help my stealth at all. Probably not enough for that. Nah.
What the
Oh my
fuck just
God.
happened?
That was a nat 20 from Gaius. For
Oh, shit, what the hell was
39,
that?
And Beardy?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you would want to announce your own.
I was just happy that the effect worked.
What the fuck just happened?
The what now?
Choo choo,
Anyway,
bitches.
Beardy got a nat 20 for a 40, so that's kind of
Yes.
Yeah.
Legally distinct mustache train appeared. That's
Uh-huh,
what's so confusing.
Exactly. Yeah. It's tormented the tank engine.
Several also received a nat 20.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow the three of you all had nat 20s. What the literal fuck? Alsark, do you want to roll or do you want to sleep peacefully for once?
No, I already rolled. Mine was dog shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I rolled a 21.
So that's,
It's still high enough. I rolled more dog shit than that.
No, remember it's a minus 20 when you're sleeping.
Minus 20 if you're
Mhm.
sleeping.
So that's
I
just a
rolled
1.
1.
So that's...
So
But the rest of you do here. The two
Okay.
leave.
I mean, it's not exactly like I can follow quietly, but sure, I'll follow.
Okay.
What you talking about? You have those owl
Oh.
wings.
That I have no skills in. So, yeah, I'll follow, but I'll stick to the treetops.
Okay.
Wait.
Gaius, beg your pardon.
You don't have any fly skill?
Not stealth, no.
Oh, okay.
No, I have plenty of fly skill. I'm not actually quiet
Gaia.
though.
Go ahead.
Most owls don't wear chainmail.
True.
Gaius will see how stealthily he can leave the immediate camp area, and if he's managing not to trip on any twigs or anything, then he will continue following.
All right. Both of you can
Otherwise,
give
he'll just flop down and go back
stealth
to sleep.
rolls.
We'll swap. But now I'm rolling perception here.
Oh, yeah.
That's better.
Well, you definitely hear
before-
Gaius.
Literally
Before-
can't pass that.
Before
You see me.
I go
Okay.
off.
I'm gonna make note of it. I won't draw attention to Kel. I mean, draw attention to you, to Kel.
Mm. They'll nod and
That was a
get
Like,
nervous.
I'm not gonna bring up that we're being followed.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else. I did that was a private, but
No.
Several
I
is
said you
going-
had a nat 20 for your
oh okay.
perception, but if
Um,
you want to follow, you got to give me a stealth.
I'm gonna cast invisibility.
Well, that is something. You're fine. Probably, yeah. Just give
well,
me a
it's
stealth,
a plus
I
20,
guess.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's a
a
plus
plus
20,
20.
yeah.
That my modifier is better than that, so I still gotta.
So
roll.
yeah, give me a roll. Let's see.
You still gotta
Okay,
beat
okay.
Yeah, you still gotta beat a 36 even with the plus 20.
Yeah. So we'll see.
I'm
Gotcha.
annoyed at the 36 perception, and I had a 35 stealth. I was this
I know.
close.
So it's a plus 20 to whatever I roll, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Why you rolled in hidden rolls, bro?
Well, it,
Oh,
it was
sorry.
from before when I asked for.
Oh,
either
there we go.
the-
Sorry.
You
There
just
we
gotta
go.
Switch it back. It's
Keeping
fine.
secrets from the other players.
Oh my god.
Secrets
Mm.
are
He just
fun.
didn't. He just didn't switch it back. I was the one that asked him to do a private roll for it.
It
Don't
was
worry,
a 55.
Oh my god.
Smooth as silk.
Amazing.
No one knows you got up. Everyone just thinks you're back in bed or whatever your sleeping shit is.
Wait,
I don't
think
know.
I could fail. I don't think I could fail.
Probably.
You had a
not.
36, you said?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can't fail.
Okay. Cool. Good
I
for
mean,
you.
you could have failed with a nat one in my rule book, in my Kenny personal.
You got it.
DM
Okay,
rule
fair.
book,
That's
so.
yep. That's fine. That's fair. That's fair.
Kenny
No, I
person DM house rules.
Yeah.
One's fail.
Hey, I like house rules. Yeah,
Look, I just feel like
but
everyone
no.
should have room to fail at some point in their lives.
exactly.
In all
Like,
capabilities.
His own. He goes invisible, but his underwear is still visible. So you
I
just see a
don't
pair
think
floating
that's how
underwear.
that spell works, but if that's how
No,
you
it's not.
envision it, girl. All right.
But
Anyways.
Yeah.
So the two are walking, and Kel takes your hand, Mobius, and just keeps walking.
Okay, I guess I'll turn back.
What?
I'll turn back to a humanoid form so there's a hand for them to take.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they were like holding it down for you.
But once we've gotten sufficient distance that I feel like we're away from the camp.
Mm-hmm.
So what was it that you wanted to speak about?
Well, they look up at the trees for a moment and sigh. Well, you said you understood on.
We'd like to believe so.
No, I heard why you're with Eden. It's just... If you understand on, and maybe all of us, maybe we're a better place for you.
We understand the sentiment. We do. There may not be a place for us. And
Lua found a
we've-
place with us.
It's true. But we've had our own path. We've lost everything more than once. And even when that everything was just one more person, we couldn't hold on to that either.
But what if we hold on to you? You don't have to take it alone. That's the wonderful
do.
part about us. We're all together. We all
Yes.
lift the heavy load, like ants and leaves, you know?
The ants and the leaves have done so. Exactly. We understand, and that is true, regardless of who you worship or believe in.
I just thought that you understood.
We learned of this up today. Tell you what. Put a hand on the shoulder. We're going to put this into serious consideration. But we have more people we need to speak to first.
I understand.
We have our own family. We'd have to speak with.
They nod. With a sort of mature understanding that perhaps you might not always see. A lot of the people you felt had been hurt when you met the Maleferans. And it's a hurt you can share in many ways. Perhaps not the same, and definitely not the same in the others, but there was a commonality there.
Mm-hmm. And we always very much senses it.
I'm sorry for making you leave your watch. I just...
Oh no. It was... The watch never leaves us, it would seem.
Yeah. They look back up in the trees again.
We've come somewhat accustomed to this over the last few nights. But we won't let that enter our opinion. We are going to take this into serious consideration. Tomorrow, we'll speak with Han. And we'll come to some form of agreement.
Well, I don't know if we'll actually reach the temple by then. It's several days. We have to get
We
to,
could.
like, Vitten... Oh. Oh, you're really strong, aren't you?
No, hardly. We're just learning.
Alright. Well, you're pretty strong for just learning, in my
Well, thank
opinion.
you.
Also, I thought your, like, glowy thing was pretty cool. I only really saw the last bit of it, but you know.
Thank you. That came from a place of great pain for us, but also some very fond memories.
I think Lua would really like to have someone around who understands her. She's really lonely.
Yes, we saw that. We felt it in her acts.
I'm sure she didn't mean much by it.
It's all right. Very much we could feel the pain she was going through. We understood that's what we were feeling.
She's been hurt. But you get it. I shouldn't speak for her. She's just like a sibling to me, so...
Mhm. And you care very much about your family. That much is plain.
I do.
They care greatly about you. And it is often in nature that families' survival will come into conflict. But we have tools to speak and to bond and to build bridges. And we'll use those. Because they were given to us by Eden as well.
Kel takes out something from a pouch at their hip. And they just hold out their hand like they're giving you something. But they're looking at your eyes.
Yeah, I'll take it without really without breaking eye contact.
They'll nod and they'll go back first.
What's in it?
The item
Is it
they
money?
gave you is a amber. It's polished and looks well worn, as if someone's been rubbing it often. More like a worry stone, if anything.
Is there something I could do spell-wise to like embed this into my staff?
I think if you took the time to either concentrate on it or speak to whatever god you wish to speak to, you could have that done easily before the end of the watch.
Okay, I think I will probably do that just before I sleep. In fact,
All right.
but I'm gonna hold a hand up and say, Rosalyn, you can come down now.
Okay, boss.
We'd actually like to ask you something.
Sure. I flutter down and land beside Mobius.
So I guess Gaius is still lurking in the shadows.
Sure. I mean, I'll kind of wait for you as well.
Voice from the
say-
shadows. Should I come out as well?
Your expertise may be relevant as well.
Sorry for following you. I'm here to make sure that you succeed, and
Yes, of
protecting
course.
you is part of that. I hope it's not.
There has
untoward.
been tensions. We understand.
I was just being nosy. Gaius will just sort of glide up.
Well, we're trying to philosophize and use feelings as our tool, but we might need more practical solutions. So we'd like to ask you a favor.
Okay.
When Seviril is asleep, we'd like you to remove his sword.
Me?
Anyone? We're not terribly quiet.
I'm
Then I-
not exactly quiet, and
We'll
holds
look
up
over to
wings.
Gaius.
A little bit harder for me to. I mean, maybe if you tossed it to me, I could fly away with it or something.
Eyes turn to Gaius.
Gaius's eyes will turn to Rosalyn,
Rosalind's
and
eyes
then
will.
back to Mobius. I don't know you all very well. And then again, his eyes will slide back to Rosalyn, because Rosalyn is his conscience.
Yeah, Roz will say in Saracen, "We're here to help Mobius. So if it's something they need, then we're going to do it. It's
Okay.
that simple.
Understood. Thank you for making it simple.
Of course.
And guys will switch back to whatever the common tongue is, Vilish, I guess.
Vilish, yep.
And just look at Mobius. Okay, I'll get his sword. If he wakes up, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to...
Just don't do anything that would get yourself or anyone else hurt.
I mean, I could kill him probably without getting myself hurt.
That would
Especially if he's
qualify
asleep.
as someone else getting hurt.
Oh, so
ideally-
you...
No violence would be the ideal solution.
Yeah,
We're
okay. You need to make that clear to me, because...
we're doing that now. It's understandable. We have to
Thank
do the same thing for wolves.
Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 of them.
Yeah, I
inside
can
you.
see that.
Proteans are they not the wolves of the West?
That's
I mean,
true,
my
yeah.
parents,
There's a wolf of the
grandparents
west.
were Protean, but anyway. So what should I do with his sword once I take it off him?
Really, Rosalyn, your idea was not terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I can fly it up in the air.
Okay.
Well, we're not intending to have some sort of juvenile game of keep away. Hopefully the message is well enough sent. But it's good to have the contingency in place.
Sure.
I'll do my
So-
best.
So
He has obviously he has heard all this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As soon as it was decided, Seviril would have made his way back to camp. Angry, I think, would be the best way to.
Is he now?
when you make your way
Um,
back to the camp, you see Kel sort of moving their hand back and forth as little fireflies crawl around their hand. And
Okay.
in a way, they're staring at the fire, but more so, they're staring at the fireflies just floating around them. They're just kind of curled up. It looks like they're having trouble sleeping.
Seviril stops, stares at them, stares back where the Mobius, Rosalyn, and Gaius are, stares back at this girl. Or this person. Unsheathes
Gender
his sword.
fluid.
Yeah, my apologies. Yeah, unsheathes his sword, holding it next to him. Stares back at where his comrades are. He takes it, and he's next to the fire, and he plants it, like, in the ground, in where everybody can, like, you can't miss it, kind of deal. And he
Well.
lets go, and he goes back into his tent.
You just hear a "Ah!" from Kel, just in
I
shock.
thought it was from the fox.
Yeah,
No.
same.
Yeah, so did I. It's like, did you accidentally spear the fox in the middle of the evening?
No.
Your monster.
no.
Get its tail.
Since Kel was still up, they just got scared by the sudden shinking of the ground with a sword appearing in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
it's some kind of threat.
Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Oh, it was me. I
Seviril's
didn't get
so
stabbed.
angry he stabbed his god. I mean, died.
And he goes back to bed.
Kel eventually puts, like, a blanket over themselves and does... They have a hard time falling back asleep after that.
Yeah, that'd be terrifying.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? So, with that, as each individual person slowly makes their way back and I assume takes the sword, may I ask for feelings on that before we take our break tonight?
I've got one more thing I'm going to do before
You
I go
got
to
it.
sleep as well. I'm going to use my last wild shape to turn into a tree.
Okay.
And I will do my amber shaping as a tree.
Very cool.
Very cool.
All right.
When Gaius gets back to camp, he'll see the sword. Well, that was easy. He'll go over to it and try and pull it out of the ground. And do I need to do a strength check or
No,
anything?
no, you can just take it.
Are you
No,
worthy?
he'll just take it.
Are you the King of
Nice.
England?
That was easier than I thought it would be, and just hand it off to Rosalyn.
Roz would give you a thumbs up if they could. Instead, they'll just take it and kind of clumsily hold it in their wings for now, as they kind of look over to Mobius for direction.
Mobius is sadly a tree. Can give very little direction.
I think it'll have to be your decision, Rosalyn, on what you do with this sword now.
What
Gaius
other,
will actually give Rosalyn a thumbs up.
What other weapons does Seviril have? Does Seviril have other prominent weapons on?
I don't believe he does.
Okay.
I think at this point, he is weaponless. At least of anything you've seen. Yeah. Well, I suppose you would have seen like a longbow that he has, but it's definitely not his main main weapon.
Yeah, no, that's what I was worried about. Bows. Okay.
This isn't Fire Emblem rules. You won't be killed instantly just by a single archer shot because you're a flying unit. Okay, you're fine.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. My brain still
Depends how
operates
high
like
you
that.
are.
I still
Yeah, I was
assume
gonna
that's
say.
the case.
If you shoot the wing and you fall, that's a lot
Yeah.
of fall damage.
You hurt Rosalyn, you're done.
You're done, son.
Well, with that and everyone going to sleep for the night, I'd say that's a good spot to take a break for the evening. We'll be back very soon, everyone. Bye. Hello, checkers and pleasers alike. Welcome back to the Legends of Aedron ceremony. Wow, it's up there. Wow, so cool.
Oh my gosh, it is.
Did you never notice before?
Holy shit, how did they get up there?
I wasn't looking up. I was
It's
worried
always
about
right there.
Xeno falling on me. That's all I could see.
Everyone's afraid of Xeno falling on them.
I mean, I got Gaius right up.
I mean, I dream about it
above
sometimes.
me.
Wait,
Be
what?
afraid, Seviril. Be
How you
afraid.
doing up there?
Oh, I'm doing well. How are you down there?
Sticking swords into the ground, love?
What did the ground ever do to you, man?
Yeah, what the
Yeah.
ground ever
Eden's
do
going
to
to be
you?
pissed. Eden's not going to be pleased about
Eden's
that.
already pissed.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's there to support me. It catches me when I fall. The ground does a lot.
Oh my god. Well,
It's
thought
very
you were
down
gonna-
to earth.
I thought you were going to put the sword into the fire. and
yeah, I thought it was
make
gonna
Dark
be
Souls
like a
reference,
Dark Souls thing, yeah.
But I couldn't.
That was
Yeah.
where I thought it was going to.
So was our audience by the looks of things.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone got cocked screwy. Everyone. What the fuck?
Mhm.
Always put your sword
Oh,
into
dear.
Defio. It's cool. Anyways.
I'm sorry, audience. I'm sorry. I will learn this for the future.
You played all of Dark Souls 1 and you didn't think
He didn't
oh,
learn
this would be good.
anything.
Yeah, but if I want the sword back, I don't want it to be charred.
It's because
He
you didn't
doesn't.
play
He doesn't
it.
want
That's
to
not how metal
respawn here
works.
if he dies. Is the problem. He doesn't want to go all the way back. He's hoping he can save it for later.
Oh shit, my dice.
Oh my goodness.
Anyways. Okay. So, what happened in the previous portion of this session is the party
Oh, no.
It's a
asked
secret for
questions to dead people, went on their merry way. Some of them, Mobius, got offered to join a cult, you know, as you do.
Again.
Again.
It's not a bad offer.
Second
Not a bad
cult?
offer.
Maybe third, who knows? Not me. Maybe me. Anyways,
Depends what you define as a
Filling out
cult.
the cult punch card, you know, you get a free thing whenever everyone wants to
Exactly.
it's an ice cream with
Do you have to
sprinkles.
give all your money to them? Is that
Not all of them, but some of them.
Both of these ones, yeah, totally.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
I mean, you don't
The
need
communist cult and the hippie cult? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
At least it's not the Shamish cult, you know.
Yeah, no,
The
stay away
capitalist
from that.
Capitalism cult.
That's the real cult.
Runaway capitalism.
Nonetheless, people listened in on conversations, some not so well, and some very secretively. Scared the
Yep.
shit about some poor sorcerer just sitting and looking at fireflies on their hand. And now we're at the next morning of the day. After everyone had a quite eventful day previously with dealing with Maleferans for the first time for these people, for the most part. I will say Alsark, of course, has dealt with them on training days before as they've approached him and his trainees. And obviously...
And clearly it worked, apparently.
Clearly it worked
Mhm.
before. So, gotta be careful.
I imagine during his classes, he's like, "Remember, kids, just say no to bees." And they're like, "You got it, Alsark." And then he's like, "What the fuck? All the kids are doing bees."
We learned it from you, Dad.
I'm saying, got all these cultists literally coming out of the woodworks, trying to get me in my MLM scheme. That happened.
Men who.
So are you suggesting that there was a program within the Edenite Church that was similar to like Dare, and instead of being about drugs, it was about joining Maleferans, and it just totally backfired like Dare did in real life?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please make this canon, please.
I'm not saying anything, God who talks.
I think that might have to be canon.
Oh.
But it needs a catchy acronym though.
Okay, you got it.
Otherwise,
Bees.
Otherwise
I don't know what it
Bees.
stands
I was
for
gonna
yet,
say
but that's definitely what the acronym is.
No, it'd be like Buzz.
Ooh.
Well,
I kinda
E,
like
E
that.
could be one of the E's could be Eden though. That's a thing.
All right.
Maybe
Well,
right.
I suppose
Like,
that's
best
something you
Edenite
all...
something.
Yeah, you all have to think about that, I suppose,
Yeah.
and the weird new
I'll-
canon we live in.
I'll work on it. Don't
Canon
worry.
event. Can't avoid it.
Maybe it doesn't stand for anything. They've just called it bees. We're just hoping no one would ask.
So, in the morning, what do you all do?
Oh yeah,
Wake
I
up.
should have prepared my spells
I don't
correctly.
know.
I'd like to wake up early as possible, ideally early before everyone else. But I don't really think that's like I'm competing with the fucking top runners here on early wakers.
You have to roll initiative for waking up.
We all wake up within 5 seconds of each other. The moment the sun is up. Everyone, quick, make breakfast!
Well, whenever Seviril wakes up, well, let me know, I guess, Skrewy.
Of course.
Because Gaius is going to be standing outside your tent, staring off into nothing.
Into the middle distance.
So creepy.
Basically, yes, he's just sort of blank, empty smile. Hands in sleeves.
Well, of course he has to don all his armors and everything and get himself all
Prim and proper
Not
for the
beautiful.
morning.
Of course, darling. Oh. Hello, guys.
Good morning.
Morning.
We took your sword.
Yeah. He knows.
Oh, hello, Rosalyn. Good morning.
I would assume so, because it's not right over there.
Yeah. You'll get it back as soon as Mobius says you can have it.
Don't.
Let us finish this job and move along.
Don't what?
Do not patronize me.
I'm not patronizing you. I'm telling you the terms that our leader agreed on. It's not being patronizing. That's acting as a team. See, implying that you're not acting like a team, that's patronizing. You see the difference?
Let me make one thing. Yeah. I gave you the sword.
You take that tone, and Gaius immediately takes a half step towards you and kind of moves in front of Rosalyn. Is this going to become a thing?
This is not a thing. This is me letting you know that I gave you the sword. And
But I
that will
took
be
the
it.
sword. It was in the
From
ground, and
the
I took it
ground.
and gave it to Rosalyn.
From the ground that I put it.
Okay.
And why do you think that we have your sword?
One of many reasons. You don't believe me to honor what I said, but that is your decision. I am here for Mobius.
It certainly
I'm
doesn't
here.
seem like it.
I am here on the behest of others. I'm here.
Seems like you're here because you want to kill Maleferans.
I don't want to kill anyone.
Hmm.
I don't want anyone dead.
I don't believe you.
Neither do I don't think. Yeah,
that is
no,
your
I don't
problem.
believe you either.
And I think that if Mobius believed you, then they wouldn't have said that we needed to get your weapon away from you. So, Mobius also doesn't believe you. But I don't want to speak for our leader too much, so we can just ask.
I think I've gone by now, though.
tree's gone,
first
isn't
thing
it?
in the morning, I was gonna cast transport via plants when people are kind of distracted with teardown.
Mm-hmm.
But cut to that when you guys are done. I figure.
Oh, the tree's gone. Shit. Did anyone see where Mobius went?
The fox pads up and just stares at you.
Oh, hey,
Doing it
buddy.
on
Do you want more belly rubs?
Its ears just
Oh.
flatten as its entire body flattens against the ground for some reason, avoiding any touch.
Oh, okay. What's the news of the day? Can't talk to foxes.
Well, we keep asking the fox questions. I love it so much.
Can anyone talk to foxes other than Mobius? Alsark, can you talk to foxes?
No, I cannot talk to foxes.
Oh.
I can only listen.
Gaius will actually open his mouth and start making the same exact screeching noises quite intelligibly to the fox. Because Gaius does actually have that. Gaius does have that capacity.
What?
Hell yeah.
Believe it or not, Gaius is a bit of a linguist in that he has Tongue of the Sun and Moon, which lets him understand and speak with any living creature as if under a permanent
Okay.
tongue's effect.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is, it's mostly just making noises.
Mobius
And
has
Gaius-
been kind of annoyed with this little shit because they're not saying anything.
Gaius will just say then, "Oh, it's just making noises. I can't really understand what it's saying."
So you can't talk to foxes then.
You hear it. You hear it
guess
like
not.
giggle in a way. Now everyone
Weird,
hears
I
the
thought that
normal,
I could.
but in a weird way, you understand that it just giggled.
I thought I could, but maybe I can't. It might have been something I imagined.
That's
Okay.
unfortunate.
Well, I
Oh,
guess we
no, it
just-
said something. Oh, that was a joke then, I think. Okay, is there something that you need? Because
Its tail just swishes as it stares at you.
what do you want me to say to the fox?
Does it know where Mobius went?
Oh yeah, I know.
It knows.
Wonderful as this conversation is, I'm going to go help tear down.
Can you direct us to I'll ask in Fox, and I'm not going to try and do it again because Keni does it so much better. But I will ask in Fox whether you can tell us where Mobius went.
No. Through a tree. But no. Not really. Bye.
Apparently they
And
went.
they pad
They
off.
went through. They went through a tree. Apparently,
Oh,
that's what
that
the
doesn't
fox said. Anyway, I don't really understand, but
exactly help us, but okay.
I tried.
Gaius, here, I can't really hold this very well, so can you just, like, keep this sword for now until we get
Oh,
proper orders as to what to do with it?
Gaius will take the sword and just tuck it within his robes.
Thanks.
Of course.
Alsark, you didn't see where Mobius went, did you?
I assumed he was he left before I woke up, so no.
I didn't know I could speak fox.
Okay.
Oh.
Seviril, did you see where Mobius went? Did Mobius
Where are you pouting?
tell anyone? Or did Seviril leave pouting? I'm sorry.
Oh no, he's off. He's went off to go
Break
help
down
tear down
camp.
the rest of the
But
camp.
w- Yeah, but we're still in camp, so I figured you were within earshot.
Yeah, they're all
sure.
helping now at this point,
Yeah.
probably.
Seviril, did you see where Mobius went? They didn't tell you anything, did they, about where they were going?
No.
Because they sort of
You
disappeared.
saw me. You saw me leave. You saw me wake up. And that is the extent.
And I was
Kel?
staring at you for a while, so yeah.
Is Kel still here?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
they're kind of digging in the dirt a little bit. It looks like they're digging and then covering over the dirt and move over and dig and cover over the dirt.
Weird.
Okay.
Bug people, am I right?
Cringe.
Yeah. Kel, do you know where Mobius would have gone? They kind of left without telling anyone, and
Yeah.
it's just a bit odd.
They're their own person. They're welcome to do whatever they want.
Sure, that's not what I'm suggesting. Otherwise, I'm just kind of confused because they didn't.
I'm sorry.
They just kind of left, so it's a bit strange. Okay.
I
all right.
didn't send them anywhere, if that's what you're asking.
No, I just didn't know if they'd talk to you about anything. Okay, that's fine. Thank you, Cal. And Roz
Well-
will go back to looking very worried.
Does anyone know how to track him? Track them, I should say. I'm very bad with that. Does
That's
anyone know
fine.
how to
Not
track
wrong.
them? Alsark?
Oh, just scratches his head.
They went through a tree. How is he supposed to track them?
I don't know. He's a druid. He tracks things.
Well, we do have a fire.
Alsark's
So-
not a druid.
He's not?
No. Just a ranger.
Oh. Okay. Well,
But we do have a
that
fire.
would make you even better at tracking, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes, tracking, but they went through a tree. That's,
You
Not much to
can't
track
track
there.
through. You can't track through trees. Okay.
I don't know. Can
learn
you
something new
fucking
every
track
day.
through a fucking tree?
As I was saying, though, we do have a fire. We could make a smoke signal.
You're right. Yeah. Let me help you.
Does
And
that involve burning trees? Because wouldn't we then might run the risk of burning Mobius? You two know what you're doing. I'll just be over here.
If we hear the tree say "ouch," we'll.
if
Well,
I'll
so-
hear the insects say ouch, I'll let you know.
That seems
They
sensible.
probably will. Anyways. We are going to zoom the camera off to where Mobius is. Now, could you tell me exactly where you went?
Well, where were we supposed to meet Avon after the job is done?
She is currently in the Holy City.
Okay, then that's where I'll be in the Park of Eden at the Holy City.
Right.
I'll be looking around for
So-
her.
In the park, there's a lot of wild flowers and grasses around. It's tame and yet untame in the same manner that a lot of the areas held by Eden are in towns. And across the way, through some sunflower fields and through some taller grasses, you look ahead and you see someone turn and smile at you.
Mobius is just holding back the tears. They're gonna rush forward and say, Eva, we need to speak. We're very sorry.
What's wrong?
We haven't completed our task. But we needed we're enduring challenges we weren't prepared for and we don't know what to do.
And she kneels down in the grass slowly as she's holding her stomach as she does so. And she pats the ground next to her.
Sit down with her. Like lean against her shoulder.
Tell me what's wrong.
We're not sure where to begin. There's division among us.
Division.
Yes.
All right.
Aedron, when you met Seviril, do you know why he joined the church?
Well, Sev was already being guided by Eden when he met me. I was just a simple girl at a dock, handing out flowers to those who came off of boats and tried to make a living off of that by selling them either to people who wanted to say goodbye to a loved one or perhaps someone who wanted to say hello again. But in any case, he was always very determined and believed in Eden's will for as long as I've known him, and I've never had a doubt in that. He's the one who led me towards Eden. Do you
How?
When we were traveling, after I had left Dereham for the first time, it's where I grew up, we were in a desert. And we were both so sick. Me mostly. That's when I discovered my power. He prayed to Eden every day as we were starving and dehydrated, and within her graces I was able to find power. And I made it rain. To me, back then, that was the most magical moment in my life, other than meeting him. It was meeting her.
We think he may be afraid of losing that. Of losing you.
Well, I'm afraid of losing him every time I send him out, but...
Perhaps, but you know you don't need to be.
I do. What do you mean?
We'll protect him. We've seen that fear manifest in harm. And after 9 years, we've questioned many things that we've come to know.
Mobius. And she takes one of your hands as you're sitting next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can be enough, but I want to try. How can I help? What can I do?
We were going to ask you the same. We have something we haven't told you for a long time.
What's wrong?
Why you found us at the bottom of the Saracen Peaks. Why you found us so broken and alone.
If you're ready, I'm
You
always
deserve
here.
to know. And things may be changing.
All right.
Well, we told you mostly the truth about our family, that we were driven out of our home and that we had to fend for ourselves for a long time, live in the streets. But we did eventually find someone, or rather, stumbled across. We tried to rob her, and she made quite a fool of us. And demanded penance. So we traveled with her for some time. And despite all the pain before, this seemed to change things. She was from a very far away land. She had been exiled. We never found out why, but she had so much wisdom to show us, and in such simple forms. If she were here now, we probably would have such an easy solution for this whole thing. Probably something about calling Seviril a fucking idiot, punching him in the face.
That's a bit
Wakes
extreme,
up.
don't you think?
Well, just once, just one punch. Sometimes that's required.
I'm not particularly one for violence, but
Neither are we.
I know. You're wonderful.
But we lost her, and we couldn't, in a way that was slow and painful and easy to see, but impossible to help. We had tried learning healing magics at the time, and we tried to bring her to healers, and well, they said her own body was turning against itself in a way that they couldn't heal without just furthering the disease.
Oh. I see. I'm so sorry.
It's okay, it's been a long time. We say all this because these people have also lost everything. Probably more than once for many of them as well. It wouldn't be accurate to say they've done nothing wrong, nor is that even really important. But they are alone and they're lost, and we're scared for them.
What's happened so far?
We tried to speak, and we made some ground, but eventually their fear got the better of them, and our fear got the better of us, and blades were drawn. One of them, another changeling, the first we've met since we were a child, was struck down by several, and we brought her back. But we didn't think that he was capable of something like that.
No, he... And
We've
Avon...
thought about it much in the night. We believe that he was just scared. He spoke to us about not wanting to protect his family, and, well, we thought about that and decided that it is likely he's concerned about you.
I'm I'm so sorry. If I had known, I wouldn't have sent him. I just wanted to make sure you were safe.
We know. Care. You've done nothing wrong.
I
And
don't
we are
feel like
not
I'm
here
very
to-
good at my job, though.
It might be a feeling going around. You're not the only one. But we need to know if we cannot complete our task for some reason, what happens to you?
In the sense of the Church of Eden, I would be fine.
Would you be forced to retain your duties?
I would have to continue my duties until my year is over.
That you would be released as normal at that time?
Yes. And she takes her hand and places it where your heart is. If anything were to happen to you two, I don't think I could heal here.
You won't have to.
Okay.
Okay, I'm assuming I know what her favorite animal is.
It's a fox.
I figured. Gonna turn into my fox form and curl up in her lap for a little bit.
I'm so sorry.
You don't need to be sorry.
But I am. I just wanted your life to be well.
It has been.
But I've put you in directly with hardships on multiple occasions, and I feel as though I've pushed you towards something I don't even know if you want.
Put a little paw in her mouth. So has Eden. And we know that every hardship she's placed in front of us, she does so out of love.
I love you no matter what. To me, in every way you are perfect.
And we love you greatly as well. All of us.
I know.
Our lives would be impossibly different over now without you.
Please just come home safely. And whatever happens after that will always be your choice. But you have to promise to at least let me know that you're alright.
I'm gonna nuzzle her cheek, but that's the only response I'm gonna give. And I'm gonna go cast with. Oh yeah, sure. We'll
She holds you first. And eventually she'll let you go.
And I'll traverse through plants again and go back.
And eventually, in the Great Vale, on the edge, Mobius returns to the party.
Yay!
Yeah, in fox form again, but I'll just wiping my little eyes.
The,
Oh, sorry. Everyone looks a little frantic.
Did you get the signal?
All right, I want to sense motive and see how much this means to Alsark. How proud he is of his smoke signal.
It's very sweet.
Probably 0. You might be able to tell that he might actually be joking.
Okay. Then just shake my head no. But we're ready to continue.
All right. So, you said there was a way you could get there?
Do you know of any plants that grow around the area that are unique?
There's a couple near Wittingen.
Of course, could you describe them?
Okay. There's a large willow near the entrance of the town. It's old enough, maybe a little too old. Willows are kind of willy-nilly kind of trees or something like that.
They're very tired trees.
Yeah. She's old. She's got pale bark and she makes an incredible shade over that entrance so that when travelers come by, which we don't exactly get all the time, it's a good spot. Good spot to read under.
Think we can visualize it well enough? Do transport via plans one more time and open up a nearby tree. Let's go.
And as you all enter through the tree, you make your way through and you exit out of a large willow with its leaves and limbs hanging low as if it kind of shields you all from being seen as you exit from the tree. It's a cool shade, even though it's spring. It's not terribly warm under there. But you've still got a ways to go, nonetheless. Each one of you leaves one by one and gets a good look of the area. As you exit, you go out to the small town. People mine here and people live here, and it's fairly quiet and pretty small. If anything, it might be a little too quiet. Perhaps everyone's at work or something at this moment in time. Now, Mobius, as you exit the tree, could you give me a perception check, please?
Yeah. Burr, title drop.
That's not Legends of Aedron ceremony.
Oh, you're right. Well, that was a nice old nat one. I've got something in my eye that's making it hard to see right now.
Yeah.
I've at least gone back to changeling form. But that makes it harder. Now I'm like a wet rubber glove.
Well, you are quite distracted, but you do notice something that smells familiar, but you can't quite place it, but it feels like an old memory.
Human flesh sizzling.
What the fuck?
Sorry.
It's a different campaign.
Oh my god. What?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, I'm worried.
We call those Omnom friends.
Just hold that thought for hold that thought for about 4 years.
What the
You got it. That's all
Cannibalism campaign. Excellent. Lovely. Oh my.
Alright, does anything seem strange visually, like from the people working here or anything?
No, people are around. It's not like eerily strange. Could the rest of the party give me a perception check?
Sure.
Certainly.
31.
Ugh. 18.
That is a nat 20. Is that me?
Damn.
Yeah.
Several.
So for a total of 39.
And a 35 from Gaius.
Several,
Good to see
Rosalyn,
everybody's rolls are back to normal.
and Gaius. You all smell something in the air, but you don't know what it is. It smells different. It definitely isn't of this area. It's sort of herbal, but not any of the plants from around here. It's
Can I
very
even smell
peculiar.
Yeah, that's I have no idea what that is, but it's quite nice. I think. Is it nice?
Can we discern the direction it's coming from?
Yeah, of course.
Mobius is still in fox form, right?
No, I've gone back.
Oh, damn.
Sorry.
It's fine.
It's too late. Yeah, as you leave the barrier of the tree and look around through the town as you're making your way through it, as Kel's been sort of leading you through the town to get through, to go to the forest, to get to the forest, to go to the temple, insert into the woods song joke here.
Ha!
As you go
Into the
through,
thick of it.
it doesn't. No, not that one. Kel does not seem to notice this at all. So they're just walking forward, but there's a house that you can kind of feel like the scent is coming from, and it doesn't look anything unique in comparison to the other houses.
Should we check this out?
Yes,
I mean,
I think that would be a prudent thing. It's odd.
We're not here
Is
to
it-
investigate every odd thing, but we are curious.
Isn't it an offensive smell?
No, it's just,
But it is weirdly familiar for me, right?
it's very familiar for you. But you
I'm
can't-
drawn towards it.
You can't fully place it, but it's like a memory that you don't quite have, but you know it's there.
Yeah, that's gonna be killing me at this particular moment, so I'm moving right towards it. Just like single-mindedly.
As you get to the house, you can see a window open near the front door. And you can see a stick that's burning on a plate. And smoke is coming off of it, and from it comes this very scent that you haven't smelled in a long time.
Yeah, they're gonna just immediately start tearing up.
Everything okay?
Well, no. But that's just the state of things, isn't it?
Can you clue us in, Mobius?
It's a little personal, but it sorry, it just someone we haven't seen in a while came to
You
mind.
see something shift from inside, and you hear the door unlocking. And it opens, and this older woman opens the door and looks at you as she leans against the door frame, and she's pretty old. She's got wrinkles. She's just human. And she's watching
She looked
you.
locally dressed,
No, not at all.
but more familiar to me.
That's correct.
Fucking screaming cat outside.
Would you like some tea?
Yes, actually. Thank you.
Come on. And she regards the rest of you.
Kind of look back for an affirmation, like, is this okay?
Roz just
Go.
like looks visibly confused.
Your friends are welcome, but I don't exactly have the biggest home in tiny little Wittingen.
Go, Mobius. We'll be here.
Is that your name?
It's one of them. It's not exactly.
All right, which one? What are you doing?
If you could call us Keni, that would be,
I can do that. Get inside. Come on.
of course. Head on in.
And they stare at the rest of you for a moment. And they just kind of hold their hand up like they're trying to talk to you, and then they give up and they just close the door behind them. I haven't
She
had
seemed nice.
Old woman.
I haven't had many people stop by my door like that. You know that smell.
We do.
All right, sit down. I'm gonna go make tea.
Oh, what? No, would you like any help? We've grown quite proficient
Sit.
at making tea. Of course, just sits down without saying anything.
And she'll she kind of flicks her finger a couple of times, like she's trying to start a flame with her hand, but her fingers are old and they don't quite do it right for a little bit before she gets a fire going with magic. You don't practice every day, and this is what happens.
Isn't that the way?
It's always the way. You better be practicing, whatever you do.
Oh, we're very diligent about it.
Good, good. Don't be like me. Be stupid. You get stuck in a place like this. That's not good.
Where are our manners? You asked us. We've introduced ourselves, but we didn't get your name.
Well, I used to be called, Mizuki, but everyone has a hard time saying that name, so it's just Mimi at this point, which is incredibly annoying.
Mizuki it is, then.
Well, thank you. Finally, someone with manners. This whole town's made out of curmudgeon-y old people. Don't be like me.
Oh, we don't get very old, so you don't have to worry about that.
That sounds also a little sad,
Perhaps, but it's only natural.
I suppose. You see them moving some sort of brush-like device in a bowl as they're working on whatever tea they're making you. Now,
So just
I never seen someone like you. But you've seen someone like me, which seems very unusual.
it was very unusual. She was a traveler, very far from home. You wouldn't happen to be familiar with the shores of Quay, would you?
You see this woman pause as she's working on this tea. And a sigh. You can see through their body. Even old, it's a deep sigh. And then she continues. Yes, well, yes.
Sorry. We didn't mean to dredge up any unpleasant memories.
No. If you've met someone like me, it might be for similar reasons.
Perhaps. Her reasons were her own. But, very deliberately, quietly kept.
We all have our reasons. And she sits down at her table and pours a tea into a small teacup for you. And although her creases in her face seem to have her squinting, there's still this gentle smile. Stern, but gentle, smiling at you. as she watches you.
We miss that smell. The folks around here, they don't really understand how to make a good cup of tea.
No one makes a good cup of tea like us.
Yeah, sip of that.
I haven't met someone from my home country in a long, long time, dear.
Well, we're sorry to say our friend is not presently around to speak with.
Oh. Well, that is unfortunate. I had hope. I'm sorry. Even
did
the way
too.
you're dressing, it's very... It's not exact. Got some placements a little off. Looks like you've been lazy with how you've tied that.
Very much so.
Well, you
Just trouble letting go, I guess.
don't we all? You're hurting. Go on. What's on your mind?
Oh, we're just reminiscing, I suppose. Just really bringing us back to a time we weren't expecting to be brought back to. And we have a challenging day ahead of us. This moment of respite is unexpected but welcome. We never wanted lives to be in our hands. We've taken so long just to accept when they weren't.
Mm. I can understand that.
You can?
I think so. A lot of us who don't go home, sometimes it's by choice. Sometimes it's not.
We're not sure if we've found where home is.
Well, dear, perhaps you consider that a lucky thing.
Perhaps.
I find it hard missing something that I can no longer see.
Thank you very much for the tea.
Was that person your home?
She was. After so long, we thought we would never have one. And now we're out without one again. We have a family, and they have a home, but it's not the same.
And she reaches for your hand, but she'll hover for a moment, just making sure it's all right.
I'll grab her hand.
Sometimes life's journey is finding that home. I can't promise you'll ever find it again. But I think if you chose, you could go where they couldn't. You have a very unique ability. I've never gotten to see one of you.
Perhaps. It's felt like more of a curse than an ability.
And she
But-
slowly moves up stands and goes to where the incense was and picks up a picture and hobbles back over and sits down, hands it to you. This was my niece.
Did you draw this?
No. This was drawn from other. This is high art right here.
It's beautiful. It's incredible.
Drawn from home. Anyways. If you wanted, you could look like her and go places that we couldn't.
Does it look familiar by any chance?
There's odd features. You could say it's similar, but you're not 100% sure, but it's uncanny. It is art, after all.
Yeah. I mean, I was imagining like calligraphy kind
Yeah.
of thing going on, so it's pretty representational, I assume.
Yeah.
Suppose so. Maybe we need to bring her home with us. Well, thank you again.
Of course.
I feel much better.
Good cup of tea will do that.
It sure will. We'll have to bring you a recipe soon. Of
I
our
would
own.
like that. And she
We have
reaches
duties to
forward,
attend to today.
takes off your hat for a moment, and touches your head. If you keep making faces like those, though, they're definitely going to get stuck. You need to smile just a little bit more. And I know
Well,
that's
we
not
can-
normal to, like, say anymore. It's rude now or something. Not supposed to tell people to smile. Just
We
puts
can-
the
we can-
hat back on.
Form a smile quite easily, but thank you.
No, you should get a real smile, not one for other people, one for yourself.
We'll have to keep looking for one of those.
Well, me too. I haven't.
Well, hopefully our tea will bring you a smile.
I hope so. Come back when you're ready.
We will.
She squeezes your hand again, nods. And then, as you're about to leave, she just holds out and hands you a little folded paper fox. Why don't you take this for good luck?
Tears, big tears.
And she pats you on the back. Her energy says that she wants to hug you, but she doesn't know how to, like...
I'm gonna hug her
Oh, no.
abruptly.
She stiffens up and is acting more uncomfortable than she actually is.
I'm used to that.
There, you're fine. You're stronger than that.
Maybe outside. I'm going to be weak for just a moment longer.
And she relents and wraps her arms around you. Well, I don't often get guests who enjoy a good cup of tea, finally, so... I suppose this is fine.
Does the picture have any writing on it?
It does. It's, Quayan, I think is the correct term to say.
Queeze?
Queeze or Quayan? I don't know. Queeze!
Quasi.
Queasy talk.
Queasy talk.
Quasar.
Are you talking about the language?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Equation,
Equation.
I think.
That
I think.
that feels
Maybe.
weird.
Equation.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not
I need to
good at
workshop that one.
Quayan.
See, that's what
Oh,
I
My
went
white stuff are
with.
crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Mobius, do you have Quain under your belt?
I didn't put in my languages at all. I was just double checking.
All right,
I would
just-
definitely say so.
Okay.
If I know more than one language.
No worries.
In fact, with my bonus, I should probably know 3. So I would know Vilish, Elvish, and Quay.
Now let me ask, did you ever get Yasuko's first name? Or is Yasuko
Well, that
their
is her first name.
That is her first name.
Yeah.
Did you ever get her
Yeah,
last
I
name?
got her full name. I was looking for it because I have it written down, but I don't remember the
Okay.
full name.
I apologize, I did not have that written down either. But in any case,
Yorasumi.
Yorosumi, okay. Yorosumi Yasuko. Or the other way around. I'm never quite sure
That's how it would be written, I would say.
whatever direction it goes. It's written there. And you knew from the features, and you were sort of afraid to even read it when it was there.
Mhm.
But it would be really weird if some old lady had, like, some niece that had the same exact name of a person that
It
you
would be
knew
pretty
on there.
fucking weird.
If it was, like, some other person, that'd be really awkward, but you're pretty sure. It also appears that she doesn't know.
I don't know if I should tell her. I think I'll break the hug. I was going to say, Mizuki, your company has been something we've needed in a very, very long time. Your niece was an incredible person. The world didn't appreciate her enough.
And you see this very calm, collected woman pull her lower lip up as it looks like she's trying to stop something.
I'll just hug her again.
Well, that's not exactly the kind of words I wanted to hear today.
No, we imagine not, but we're never good at lying.
It's better that way. Only pussies lie. And she moves her hand to the side of your face and looks at you. I would very much like to know, but I also don't want to stop you from whatever you're doing. So go
We've
kick
already
someone's
promised
ass.
you we'll be back.
Go
Hopefully
on.
no asses need to be kicked, but we promised you we'll be back, and we will uphold our promises.
Good. Good.
Actually, there is an ass that needs to be kicked, so we'll get going.
She was good. Always was better than us. All of us. But I think when you're ready to hear it, I'll let you know.
Thank you.
And she nods and lets you leave, though it looks like she wants you to stay so badly.
We want to stay pretty badly, but I'm gonna head out. And who's
Get
got
a
several sword right now?
thing.
That is a good
They-
question.
Gaius?
Gaius had it.
Gaius does.
Head over to
Yep,
Gaius
Gaius
and
has
say,
it tucked
maybe hold
in
that.
his robes. Sorry, what was it you said?
Maybe hold the several sword.
May we hold? Yeah, okay. Then Gaius will say, "Oh, of course."
Thank you.
And Gaius will pull open his robe and just hand over the sword as if it's nothing.
All right, I'll take the sword. I'm gonna head over to Seviril. I'm gonna punch him in the face. I'm gonna say, Seviril, you fucking idiot. We're trying to talk things out, okay? Here.
Roll to hit. Roll to hit it just for the
Fair enough.
giggles.
Probably will miss then.
Guess
Do I have a unarmed attack on my
Question
shield?
is,
Well,
are you
you're
dodging out of the way
flat-footed
or
though.
I'm flat-footed,
True.
so
I guess I have to add an unarmed attack real quick.
Oh, you can just make a melee attack.
Yeah,
a
just do
standard one.
melee.
It's at
Where
the
do I
top of
find
the
that?
combat tab. Top of the combat tab.
Gotcha.
center.
Thank you.
Yep.
Dirty 20.
I mean, I'm not dodging it, but it. No, it doesn't.
You soak
It
it?
hits, but but it's soaked. It's
I so badly want him to have like a completely glass jaw, just down for the count.
Nah,
Oof.
I wish.
Wasn't trying to take him out, so that's fine.
no, no. He'll. It'll be like
Okay. We get it.
Well
You're
met.
scared. Avon's got a child on the way, and she's extremely vulnerable, and they're extremely vulnerable. But we're gonna be okay.
At your lead. But I thank you.
Of course. If you need it again, well, just let us know. Felt pretty good.
I would be happy to punch you. Should I go and punch him as well?
That might be
Rosalyn?
excessive. You seem to know what you're doing a little too well.
Ah, okay.
Well then, shall we?
okay.
Apologies for the diversion.
He'll take it. He'll take it and go like casting greater magic weapon on it.
Oh boy.
Just because it's his. It's just his. Hey,
What have I immediately made a
he al-
mistake. I've tried so hard.
It is.
You think Petra
It's
could
your
bridge
flourish.
this?
What's that?
Do you think Petra could could bridge this? What would
I
Petra
sure
do? I
hope
gotta be
so.
thinking
In
that.
100, 400 years
WWPD.
from now.
Yeah, right.
Ooh. That's.
I mean, I punched him, right? That's what Petra would do.
Yes, that's.
I
what
don't have
Petra
a
would do.
hammer. I guess I
Nope.
got a stick with amber in it.
It won't be with
We
a
wouldn't need the
hammer.
hammer.
You have a hammer in the same way that you have a Gaius.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'll grab guys and hit him with them.
There you go.
Just lift the guy so.
Just turn into like a giant gorilla.
Yep. Hit them with guys.
Gaius would be down for that. Gaius is up for anything generally.
Just
Jeez,
T-pose so that you form
could
the
they,
hammer.
wait, could they, could they do a melee? Would that be Gaius' melee attack, or would you have to make a melee attack, and then? Oh, there's too much going on there, and I think I've hurt myself.
It just gets easier.
Roz has said follow Mobius's lead, so if Mobius wants to use Gaius as some sort of battering ram type melee weapon, Gaius will happily lie down for that.
Guys has got some
Sort of-
shit to work out.
Gaius is just Gaius.
I guess so.
Sure
I mean, if it works for
is.
him.
Anyways.
Moving right along.
The Alsark would have used this time to go to the shop to pick up some spare rope and maybe like just a regular knife.
Okay.
And
Always a
Roz
good thing to have.
Roz just kind of like walks around town to get a sense of the place. See if there's anything interesting.
Well, there's a couple of taverns. People who are in there. They're day drinking for some reason.
As you do.
You just see a bunch of dwarves look at you and then just go back to doing what they're doing. One does approach you and asks you for relations.
Nice. That's.
I want to leave it to Beardy
Wow.
as to whether or not Gaius is anywhere near when
No,
this happens.
no, I
Okay.
think that Roz would have wanted to do this herself.
Well,
So, boy, so this just looks like a dwarven miner.
He's just a dwarven miner. He's taking
I mean,
the
I hope
day
he's
off.
an adult.
Yeah,
Yeah, for the record, that's MINER.
yeah.
Dear
Podcast, folks.
Lord.
Okay. So Roz is already having a bit of a stressful couple of days.
Hmm.
You don't say.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, a bit of a stressful couple of days. So, this dwarf just comes up and looks at a fully armed and armored harpy and just decides, like, I'm gonna shoot my shot.
Who
Okay.
wouldn't?
Okay.
Hey, I mean,
When a
She's-
beautiful
she's an
woman
owl. He's like,
walks
maybe
by
she's
your
got daddy
bar.
issues.
Oh no.
I mean, honestly, you know what? You bring up a point. Roz is half dwarf. You're right.
it's the dwarven way.
You're short. They're short. You're in a dwarven town. An oddly dwarven town for Vil, but
Yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say there aren't humans or people of other races. It's just there's a lot of dwarf miner people who live here.
Yep.
Okay.
Hello.
I'm afraid you have me mistaken for someone of a different profession or someone of a different take on things in life, but perhaps you could be of assistance to me in other ways. Or we could be assistance to each other in other ways.
All right. How can I help you?
Well, I'm looking for some information about this place. It's my first time in Wittingen, and I am...
We're a mining town.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. I was hoping to learn of anything strange around here. Is there anything that's somewhat unique about Wittingen? Like maybe
There's a lady.
people that are unusual that
Yeah.
are around here?
We got a flying lady.
Oof. 21 diplomacy, but it's with a nat 1, so
It sure as fuck is.
yeah.
We got a flying lady.
What?
We got a flying lady. That's weird.
Flying. Can you describe the flying lady?
She's green?
You have a green flying lady
Yeah. She lives up there.
in the woods.
Yeah.
What does she do other than fly and be green?
Sometimes she helps people with impenton.
Huh.
Something like that.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't know. Never had that issue.
I'm sure you've never had that issue ever. You seem a virile young male.
Thank you.
Do you know of anyone around here that worships any particular gods that are maybe not of the norm?
There's an old lady who makes really
Mhm.
weird smells come out of her house.
I have
No
been by
one
that
likes
house.
her.
Oh, why not?
She's
Aw.
mean. She's mean to everyone. No
See.
one likes a mean like that.
Okay. Huh.
No. We don't deal with her. And she keeps to herself.
Gotcha. So there's a mean lady in town
Yeah.
and a green lady that flies that lives in that forest over there that helps people who can't get it up. Okay. Hey, you've been very helpful.
Mm.
So here you
Are
go.
you sure you don't want to...
Have they?
You know...
You know,
I know you might
I-
not be in that profession, but you're
I am gonna have to pass. There's a whole, yeah, it's a whole thing. Here, I do want to show my appreciation in other ways, and I'll dig out a gold piece and hand it to this dwarf. I'm sure that'll buy you a couple of drinks for yourself and your friends.
Yeah. Thanks.
But hey, thank you for the information, and you have a pleasant day. Okay.
You too. You're very pretty. Let me know if you want to, though.
Thank you. I'll be sure to do that. Turn and walk out of the establishment.
Yeah.
Dwarves.
Catcalling must be the fucking worst.
It's days like today that I wish I wasn't on a mission. Had to conserve all of my spells.
Do they call
Okay.
it bird calling in Aedron?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, it's called bird calling in Aedron.
Awful.
Wow.
The problem is, and this is sort of the issue, is that a lot of the times it's the other way around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
I can see that.
typically,
yeah,
like,
makes
you
sense.
don't-
Makes sense.
You don't get like a huge amount of like men calling harp. It's the other way around. It's kind of a thing. But anyway, yeah, Roz is gonna head back to the group and report her findings. So they said there was a green lady that flies and can fix impotency that lives in the forest. So
I mean,
That's
not
a thing.
necessarily on
That
our
sounds
to-do
nice.
list. But,
Does anyone in the party need to have that fixed?
I don't think that's a pressing concern right now, but it's possible
save
that
life,
if
yeah.
someone lives up in that forest, and that's also where we're headed, that they might know
Yeah.
specifics as to where we need to be to confront the
Does Kel not
the
know?
maleferents.
So they may have
Poor
treated
Kel.
maleferents for impotency.
I mean,
Just waiting
that
to
ma-
follow his lead.
I understand. Okay, all right, that's fair.
I-
That's fair.
I literally know where the temple is.
This
I
green
just-
person sounds very interesting, though. We definitely would like to check that out.
I
Sure.
afterwards.
didn't know there was someone living in the
Yeah, have you?
mountains or anything like that.
Huh.
I mean, if it's on the way.
They might be able to tell us something useful if they're green and they fly. Well, no, if they fly,
I mean,
then they maybe would
I-
have
I've
seen things
never-
from the air.
I've never really walked at the temple and like seen someone's house like that. So, I mean, I know the way to get to the temple, but if you
Yeah. Let's follow your lead.
for some reason want to ask some lady's assistance who's not in the hive, that's fine too. I
well,
guess.
well, I was just giving us more options. I wanted to really just kind of, I guess, kill some time while Mobius was in there getting
Speaking of
Apologies.
which, Mobius, are
Whatever.
you all right?
happened in there.
Yes, we're feeling a lot better, in fact.
Oh, good. I was worried about you. Sorry.
Oh, thank you.
I give this very kind, companion-like smile. But if you're all good to go, I can lead the way again. It's all right.
Please do.
All right. And they awkwardly finish walking through the town, and they start leading you all through the forest. It's a
To the
pretty
high from
quiet.
Manivera.
It's a pretty quiet walk.
Yeah, definitely.
And eventually, you all make your way to
Oh.
the temple. Oh, what's up?
When you say quiet walk, does that mean no, like, insane amounts of buzzing?
Oh no, there's definitely. I meant from the people. There's definitely buzzing in this direction. Holy shit!
Is it time again?
It is time.
Is that what they're buzzing about? All right.
And the
It's like,
way
it's time,
the
it's
pattern is, when you do notice insects, they're not all grouped like they were last time, but when you do notice them, they have almost this pattern of movement when they're flying.
That's adorable. It's time. It's time.
They're very
Rolling down
excited.
the bayou. Rolling down the bayou.
And eventually, you all make your way to the Maleferin Temple. Oh, that's the wrong button. Get rid of you. There we go. You, as you were walking, you noticed some houses here and there, but it's deserted out here. There's only the sound of insects in the air right now, and it's almost as if it's quiet but loud at the same time, as if it's silence immortalized in an insect's noise. It's deafening in ways where it's not. It's a hard dichotomy to explain, but rather it's eerie. It feels eerie altogether. But Kel, being with you, seems at peace and is calm and all right. And Rosalyn is just walking back and forth. Is she okay?
She's nervous.
Oh, okay. You are at the precipice of a large temple. Its stone has this yellowish hue to it, as if it was purposely colored with either limestone or something or sulfur to give it this yellow color, but there's no smell of sulfur, at least, so you're not exactly sure why it looks that way. But in the very least, it's well taken care of, if not new or newly refurbished. It's hard to say.
All right. So it could be either or.
It could be either or. But it does stand in front of you, with no one guarding the door as far as you can tell.
So what do we do? We'll just knock?
We'll knock and enter, most likely.
Do we protect ourselves with magic first? Or should we just head inside?
You're welcome to do whatever makes you feel safe.
Just nothing threatening.
We don't intend to perform any magic on ourselves in preparation.
I'm gonna cast Ward of the Faithful
Thanks.
Thank you.
for all of us.
Alright.
That's
Thanks.
2 to deflection bonus, 2 to resistance bonus on all saves.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
sorry.
just gonna be on you
Plus
for a
3.
while.
Plus 3.
Yep, it's built in there, so just...
Yep.
you can
Okay,
add- I'll go through and try to add it on people here. I made little quick things.
Okay, I might
Yep, we're
actually
good.
drink some potions. Do I have... Where's it?
I say thank you. Gaius will just give you a nod, Seviril.
Also keep in mind you could have eaten all your good berries from the previous day.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna just down a potion of Eagle Splendor, though. Just quickly take some of my tea shots. And also Owl's Wisdom.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna bother with Magic Fang, but being a little more charismatic, I think it's not necessarily a hostile thing.
All right,
They're
are we doing
nervous.
we're doing our minute buffs?
I think so.
Okay. In that case, I'll toss in Shield of Faith.
I guess I'm tossing those two in for the conversation, so that's kind of my approach.
Bless, which is going to hit everybody, so everyone get bless.
Be blessed.
Get blessed,
Be
y'all.
blessed. Be blessed. Hashtag blessed.
Please bless this mess.
Hashtag blessed this mess. And then Mighty Strength. So I'll take all my minute. Oh, and Divine Favor.
Okay.
Who wants aid today?
Let's see, what does that do?
Gives you some temp HP as well as an additional bonus.
But not being scared.
+1 morale bonus on attack rolls and saves versus fear effects.
Alright.
But it's only for one person and it lasts for 13 minutes. So you want that one, Alsark?
I feel like Alsark would not be the best for that. If we want someone who doesn't want to get fear, that's probably best for Seviril or Gaius.
All right, that's going on Gaius then.
Thank you.
Let me roll you some temp HP.
Much obliged.
That being said, it'd be weird to see Gaius afraid of something. That's not like Rosalyn getting injured.
Okay.
Oh, if that happens,
Uh,
fun's going to happen.
So you get 19 temp HP. There you go.
Thank you.
And
Are we activating our own buffs, or are those automatically on?
nope.
That would be up to you if
Oh,
you already
well.
have access to them.
Okay.
I think they're all on there. Cool. Thank you.
I'm gonna cast Tough Crowd. Gives you a +4 insight bonus on saving throws to resist enchantment or illusion spells. That's for
Okay.
everyone.
Feels so weird not to have buffs to give everyone. It's just like, oh, my magic, it disappeared.
It's not your job.
Not your job.
It's not your job. You're good.
It's such a load off my mind. My God.
The magic of not being a caster. The
that's why Roz
non-magic
is-
of not being a caster.
Very much stressed right now. You may notice as you guys are walking along that every so often she sheds a feather.
Oh.
Ooh.
I feel like Gaius will actually stoop to pick them up again and tuck them away.
Oh,
Or would that be creepy?
I
No,
don't know.
screw it. That's what Gaius does. Gaius will stoop to pick them up.
Yeah, I don't think Gaius worries about looking creepy, to be honest.
No, you're
True.
right.
True.
He will stoop to pick them up, and he will probably, if we survive this, he'll probably offer them back to you later on.
Just
That'll be
imagine-
fun. I look forward to it.
Just imagine, just like following someone, you know, like you're picking up their hair.
You
Yeah,
drop
here.
this.
Here you go. You drop this.
Drop this back there.
Good job this one too. And this one.
Give him his due,
I
okay?
took
If
this one. Here's
Rosalyn
back.
were disturbed by Gaius' presence, Gaius would no longer be around Rosalyn.
Mhm.
Isn't that a
All
fair
right, all right.
comment, Beardy?
Yeah, very much so. I have a bull strength and a cat's grace prepped. Does anyone actually not have an enhancement bonus to strength or dex?
I don't, but I have those prepped. Like, I have a million potions for those.
Gotcha. So if anyone doesn't have an enhancement bonus of strength or dex to at least +4, let me know and I'll hit you with a buff.
Yeah, I already got that.
Is everyone ready at this point then?
Yep.
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 Right.
So we will approach the door
Oh boy.
Need it.
and
I'm
give
scared.
it a hearty knock.
Yes. Oh, before we
Kick it
head
in.
in, I'm gonna turn to the little fox and say, I know that Avon sent you to keep an eye on us, but you should stay out here. Perhaps return home. We will be all right. We know she's worried.
Its
Your
eyes
safety is not so
twinkle at
certain.
you, and its jaws set, but it doesn't yip at you like it normally would.
Please, we don't want to lose any more friends.
Its tail swishes as it sits down.
Thank you. All right, I'll knock on the door. With the staff, actually.
Oh, wrong thing.
Just kick it in.
Yo, fuckers!
Yeah, set the charges and just be like, breach.
Clear.
It's quiet. I mean, other than the sound of insects, but you're all sitting there waiting for a little while.
Check the handle.
It opens.
Hello?
We solved your puzzle.
We have defeated your door.
Ahead of you, you can see sort of, well, how to put it. You can see pews lined up as you see the entrance of almost this church-like structure of a temple. And you see a bunch of people at the end of this long, long hallway that you're in, with Han at the end and Lua's in front of them. And the two of them seem very, very preoccupied. In fact, whatever people are left, and it doesn't appear like there's many anymore. If you look around, there's items on the ground. It seems as though people have evacuated. But something's wrong, and the people there are discussing and arguing. They're too distracted in the current moment. What would you like to do?
To get their attention.
Go ahead.
Hello?
And whatever noises you could hear from ahead, though slightly inaudible from the distance, they stop, and you hear just the hum of insects. And when you look up, you see crowds of bees up on the ceiling.
We're not here to stop you, we're just here to speak.
You see Lua's back is away from you, and she sighs, and then she moves away. As do most of the followers of Mellifera. They move out of the aisle so that you all may come. And Han, seeing you, nods, though they seem scared.
That's fair.
It's all right, everyone. It's fine. We're fine. And as the group of you get closer, is there anything you say?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay. Well, you can keep walking in silence.
I'll say, well, our first order of business is what we wanted to return your friend home.
Kel runs up to Maru, hugs him dearly. It appears as though the two of them missed each other very, very much.
It's wonderful to see a family reunite.
Thank you for bringing Kel home. I wasn't sure if we'd see them again.
You told us much. And asked some things of us. And we are here to negotiate that and to make amends for what has happened.
Please, I don't want anyone to get hurt.
That's exactly why we're here.
It looks like she really wants to trust you, but she doesn't 100% believe that.
Fair. Is there any signs of any sacrifices being done here?
No? If anything, it looks like a lot of people left recently.
And turn back to the group, the party then. Well. And the risk of being anticlimactic, it does appear they're not taking their own lives anymore.
Gaius is looking at Seviril. And he's not smiling, he's just peering at Seviril's face, trying to get a sense of what's in Seviril's mind.
Confused. He comes into this fully expecting more sacrifices being done to complete the job, as it were. So he just has a rather puzzled look on his face. There's nobody in here. Where did
Mobius.
go?
Yes.
Do you think they'd be willing to show us how their faith works? How that they'd be interested in teaching us the ropes?
We're hoping to ask exactly that. It's good to see that we're in the same mind.
Good.
You seem perplexed, Seviril.
Yes.
Speak your thoughts.
Where is everyone? This seemed...
They probably fled in light of our violence.
They likely thought we were
Well-
coming here to kill them all.
That's probably your doing, Seviril.
Nod.
Rolls his eyes.
I wouldn't place the blame entirely on Seviril on that one. We have seen they've conflicted before. Suppose you didn't see the bodies at the circle. We were,
Bodies.
yeah, well, long gone. Not recent, but our churches have
Wait,
come into
Did you
conflict
find what
before.
happened to the Druids back at the Great Vale?
Yes. We just weren't really in the mood to talk about it. Sorry.
Roz just squints a little bit, says nothing else.
Well, didn't mean to bring this up just now, but yes, they have been in conflict. We've been in conflict. There's no signs of fault. There's no signs of blame. There's just death. We won't allow this place to become like that one.
Well, speak to them. Stop the killings.
They may have already stopped. Approach Han. Is it complete?
She looks. All these people who were originally wearing masks, most of them are gone. It appears some who are wearing them just find comfort in it. But most of the people who are wearing them have doffed them. No.
See.
It was only enough to bring it back to life. Not her, but... And she looks back and then stops and sees Lua by the altar at the end of the room. Whatever that altar is, it has this golden liquid in it. It almost is gleaming. Lua. And there's just silence. Lua, step away. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yeah.
So,
I'm scared.
I like it. Love
Oh,
it.
no.
Love it.
Good.
thank you,
good timing.
everyone, so much
Yeah.
for coming tonight, and we hope to roll with you again soon. See you next week.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. As always, special thanks to William Succi and Andreas Pichler for the intro and outro themes, and Emily Roll for Fantasy for this episode's soundtrack. Interested in following us on social media? Follow us on Twitter at CheckPleaseDND. Or want to support the podcast and be part of the Czech Republic? Go to our Patreon under the Czech Republic. Until next time.